The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
Why am
Why do I
still have Pup's body?
Aren't they bringing back King of the Hill?
We gotta update that for you real soon.
They are bringing back King of the Hill.
It's so stupid.
Can't a good show with a good ending just end?
Yeah, but also
No.
more King of the Hill and Futurama. I'm not gonna whine about it. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. The track record with Futurama is that put my head back on, pup. Is that they kept canceling the show, and then the show was kind of not great for a little bit until they ended it again, and then it had a good finale, and then it just kind of repeated itself.
Yeah, but also Mike Judge is really good, and he did good with Beavis and Butthead.
The thing
That
is,
was good, too.
King of
Yeah,
the Hill
Beavis came
did
back.
lose its speed from what I've heard. I haven't actually got that far, but I heard it lost its kind of speed at around series 7 or so. But then again, like sometimes all you need is a break, you know? All you need is a break.
Anyway,
Mike Judge really can't do anything wrong,
oh
in my opinion.
I agree.
So we gotta talk about stupid Sonic. All right.
Can we talk about what if Mike Judge made a Sonic game? Why Mike Judge should be the voice of Knuckles going forward. God dang it, Sonic, these are my emeralds.
Every time you do any voice like that, you just sound it's the exact same voice. It's just that southern
You're the dumb with the
that southern general.
Wait, I didn't know that my Bob's Burgers impression sounded southern.
Sounds meat.
Okay.
Every time that you do that voice, you're just Robert E. Lee. That's it.
Somebody want to like intro the show?
Linda,
Do we really, though?
No.
Yeah, anyway. Hey, everybody! Welcome back to Sunset City, a Sonic podcast for the modern and classic age. How are we doing today, gentlemen?
Shut up.
Okay, yeah, so we got Pup over here. I kind of want to throw him in a pinball machine and knock him around a little bit.
It's a weird fetish.
Get 1 billion points or you don't get to be free, pup.
Well, I guess you would know, Green Boy. Speaking of which, this is Nick.
Oh.
This is the sound of a bag. Put
You
the
know what this
money
is?
in the
You
bag.
guys know what this is?
Is it the fucking Oreo? Did you grab the Oreo?
I did.
Wait, what did you get?
He got the most Oreos.
That's
I
just.
follow-
No, Nick, you're disgusting.
So I follow fucked up looking foods on Twitter, and they
Oh,
posted
who
last
doesn't?
night the most Oreo, and these are apparently cookies and cream flavored cream Oreo.
I remember when
It's
I
so
used to send
stupid.
Nick.
It's so stupid, and I saw it, and I was like, I have to try it. So, because I had to drop my dog off at the vet today because he's not peeing.
Slut.
On the way home, I stopped at Target because they said they were in stock, and now I have it, and I'm going to try one right now.
I remember when Nick, I used to send you pictures of fucked up looking food, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, Pup, stop sending me the fucked up food." And now you're literally following a Twitter page dedicated to it. Where is the line, Nick?
Because it's funny when they do
I
it.
played it up, but let's be real. I'll be completely honest with myself here. I love stupid food gimmicks. That's the staple of the early 90s, to try and sell stupid shit to kids. And it got me. And it still works to this day.
Yeah,
I usually
pictures
get
of
one thing,
bananas on pizza are suddenly
Bananas.
a bad thing.
but like I'll try like usually one thing out of it and then never try the rest of it. So like pizza sprinkles, which I just got from Trader Joe's.
Who did he
It's
betray?
adorable. Who can say? Well, Cirrus can, Aldi's, whatever the fuck that story was.
All these nuts.
And also Coca-Cola Tic Tacs.
oh, those are
those things are
good.
disgusting.
Those are
They're
good.
disgusting.
That
What are you
sounds-
talking about?
that
They're the
sounds so
grossest
gross.
thing in the world.
They're
Have
good.
you,
They're
have
so
you seen have you seen the Dr. Pepper cotton candy?
You know what's actually really good?
What?
A long time ago I got, and this actually makes sense, like if you do any cooking shit, but like there was Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce. And it
Okay,
was-
actually,
I remember
Oh.
that.
You
Yeah, I can
know,
fuck with that. I can fuck
William,
with
know
that.
what?
William across the table hasn't even finished introducing us yet, let alone.
I've
fucking-
not. I got distracted by Nick's disgusting eating habits. Anyway,
Tastes pretty okay. It's just more Oreo.
Mario.
Mario?
we
I'm a Oreo for Oreo.
Jesus.
Well,
Wait,
we-
so you're
Funny,
are you talking?
come on.
Wait, are you talking about? Are you just talking about the cookies and cream Oreos, the with the cookies and cream, or are you talking about like the most stuff?
it's the most stuff.
They're
No.
How are they
no.
disgusting? It's just more of the existing
There's
stuff.
it's too much stuff.
If you like Oreos and you like the Oreo stuff inside, how does
No.
adding a bigger quantity of stuff suddenly make it
That's
bad?
because
of a
if you
good thing,
get
man.
if you get a pizza and you like sauce, so you put a gallon of sauce on top of a pizza,
And it's
that's
just lasagna.
fucking disgusting.
It's not necessarily that
do
it's
you like
disgusting,
Chicago pie
it's
is
just that
what
it's
it is.
wrong. I can make a case for saying it's wrong, but I can't make a case
Do
for
you-
saying it's gross, man.
Do you like cake icing? Like, do you like a little bit of icing on your cake?
Oh, who doesn't?
Have you ever just been in such a like dour, depressive state? Not speaking from experience here, certainly not. Where you just like have a tub of that and you just try eating that shit because you don't have anything else better to do with your life? No, it's fucking
Yeah,
disgusting.
but we're
when
not
you just
talking about a
have
fucking
that
tub of
in life.
Oreo stuff. We're talking about just a little more stuff, you know? More stuff.
No, I
Pop, even having a too big wiener is a problem.
I need
Yeah.
to show
Wieners and
no.
Oreos are not the same fucking thing, Gilly. But they both
But they
have
both
white stuff in
stuff
them.
you.
It's a
Alrighty.
ratio between cookie and frosting. That
Wayne,
makes
you're
all
so
the
bad at
There is
this
a
show, man. You
delicate.
gotta
There is
introduce
a
people better.
there is a delicate
I
balance.
keep trying
I
to.
agree.
People keep interrupting me.
God, you're so bad at this, Wayne. Come on, Wayne.
Anyway,
Speed
in
run
the
it, come on.
center, we've got a man with a pretty neck, but it really needs to get attached to an appropriate body at one of these junctures.
I don't think
what's
it should.
inappropriate
I don't
about
think
this?
it
What's
should.
inappropriate about this? What's the problem? With
Yeah,
this?
Wayne, do you
What-
got a problem with people having boobs,
yeah.
Wayne? Come on now.
Why can't I just
friends?
Like,
Do you
they
have a problem
come in
with
all
my-
different shapes and sizes, right?
my
appropriate-
bat gina?
Appropriate in terms of, Gilly, you haven't earned that chest. And Cirrus, over here, how you doing today, buddy?
I wish I could give you an honest answer, but that's for the therapist.
Wayne finally
Yeah, how
meets a
did-
busty
how
woman,
did
and he's like,
Cirrus-
you haven't earned this.
How did Cirrus, who's are bigger than mine, how did he earn his exactly?
Fan art?
He paid for him. I don't know. I kind of lost track of that joke
mean-
as soon as it came out of my mouth.
Oh,
And-
wow, Wayne, I had canceled. For 5
And
minutes
by-
of the show, canceled.
By the
But
way, I'm
technically-
Wayne.
But
Hi.
technically, Wayne's
shit.
not wrong.
Wayne the
Holy
capitalist.
shit.
Wayne is manager.
Oh, my God.
I mean, you could have just left it at boss. It's
No,
is
shut up.
where-
Shut up.
it
No.
works the first
Shut
time.
up,
have we
shut up,
not-
shut up, shut up!
You made your joke too fucking convoluted, you idiot.
How have we done with the intro so far? I think
I'm just.
Sir,
We just
we're
finished.
we're getting there.
We introduce everybody. I'm Wayne.
Do
Hi.
we have a small list
Sunset
of
City.
people to thank because they are the very first? But we won't be doing this every time.
Well, yeah, we
Wait.
should also mention real quick before we do anything else, besides get to what we're here to talk about, garbage food. We now have a Patreon. We really appreciate everybody kicking into it today, and we're going to be thanking everyone who's just started. It's not going to be for everybody every week, right? Like,
No, this is just these are the first people, the founding fathers and mothers and everything outside in between that of the Sunset City tip jar. The first people to stick their tips in Sunset City.
Oh,
jar.
the Sunset
There are-
City, just the tip jar.
And we're starting out with 15 people already. That's insane. That's a pretty high amount for just starting out the tip jar.
God, I
Yeah,
love
that's not,
getting money.
That's not enough. You got-
No, but
God.
he is right. We're not millionaires yet, so it's not enough.
What
But
I've learned today between Nick just delving further into the disgusting food and Gilly just turning into ultra capitalist is Pup is a really bad influence.
influencer is what we're called.
Oh,
Wayne.
okay.
It's a career, okay?
yeah,
Oh, and that.
I
and
didn't
that-
turn into an ultra capitalist. That's
That's just always been the case.
yeah.
I tend to think of Gilly as more of an enabler for myself than like the other way around for definite.
I think,
Nah, that's actually probably accurate.
I think we've proven, Pup, that you are a bad influence on other people, but those other people have a terrible influence on your ability to influence them. It's a cycle of abuse.
It's
It's like a-
enablement. People will enable me by listening, and therefore it will continue to get worse.
He's like a dog chasing cash.
I wouldn't know what to do if I had any.
You'd spend it on Sonic figures
Bullshit.
and Batman
Speaking
figures.
of,
Speaking of
Speaking of-
Batman, Rouge the Bat, right?
There's a Metroid. There's a Metroid action figure.
Also, James Gunn just
Do you not-
unveiled the new
do you-
DC slate.
So real quick.
Oh my
Wayne,
god, who the hell cares?
Everyone,
Nobody cares.
literally everyone.
It's- Yeah. Anyway, Wayne, real quick.
Oh
did
my
you get
god,
did you get a Samus figure?
superhero bullshit.
No, I haven't seen one yet. I
Oh my
no.
God,
I
retro
need
gaming.
to. I need to respond to them. Cecil.
Cecil, yeah, got. He's
Cecil
he's
said-
on.
Yeah, sent me a picture, and there's Jack. I like just saw this yesterday. Jack Specific, like, they have a fucking. It's a Samus Aran like action figure. It's so cool.
So-
it looks awesome.
So calm down,
Yeah.
real quick. If Cecil can't grab you one, I actually bought one myself, and I'm not opening it until I know for sure you have one.
I
So
mean-
if you can't find one, I'm giving this one to you.
I
Wait, I
do have
haven't
a
even
couple
seen
of.
it.
I have a couple of WalMarts near me, so I
So
could
that-
probably pick one up for myself. I
Look-
usually don't
look,
like
Wayne.
accepting gifts from people.
Wayne, it's not out of pure generosity. I need things from you guys. That's what I need.
Wait, can somebody show me this
God,
thing?
this
I'm gonna
reminds
send
me.
it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
send
we'll-
it.
I
So-
need to.
So
I need
Wayne,
to mail
do you
Wayne
like,
my amiibos.
Do you like
Sir,
Samus in her Zero suit? Do you find that kind of wholesome, Wayne?
You're a pervert.
So, real quick.
What's up?
Wayne, no, not even Wayne, but everybody. Sure, it's how often you go to that super crazy state of the art Walmart that we saw?
Pretty often actually.
Oh, dude, future
And
Walmart.
for any of
2000.
Did
you
you say
guys-
state of the art Walmart?
Dude.
It's like, tell
It's
them about it. Tell them about
It's
it.
like an
Tell 'em about it.
oxymoron.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I know,
the-
but tell them about it.
So there's a Walmart that is a Walmart I go to, because
Good
I just
job.
realized that proximity is a doxing thing. But there's a Walmart that I go to that is the Walmart that the company, like corporate, actually tests all their new shit in. So like if there's a new type of cart, it goes there. If they're trying out a veterinary clinic, it goes there. If they're trying out a new thing in the deli, it goes there. Anything that is being tested by Walmart, it goes to that Walmart first before going to anything else. So, and that's a Walmart that is within driving distance of me, and I go there all the time.
So, for any of you guys,
Why
if
is
you-
this?
anytime
Why is this
that-
Samus? Wait, I'm looking in the Walmart app, and Samus has a. I'm looking at the star rating, and it's got a 2 out of 5. What did it do?
it didn't do anything. It's just a basic Jack specific figure. It's totally
Yeah.
fine.
It's $10. It's not like gonna be
Yeah,
Figma
it's not
quality. But
no,
it, like,
Jax is great. Jax is solid for their price range.
yeah,
Well, hold
yeah,
on,
and, like,
hold on,
It just
Seneca-
compared to like the little like I don't know, Gilly, if you have any of these, but like I jumped on them when I saw them. But like the tiny like 2.5 inch like Samus figures that like barely move. They just kind of sit there and they're in her like weird like arms kind of spread out pose. Like I like those, but this is just cool. This is like just a full. We just have a
And they tell
Samus
you-
Aran action figure.
Well, hold
just
on.
And they just
on
tell you.
at stores.
Sonicu is asking the real questions here. Can you buy a whole rotisserie chicken at the Super Walmart?
You can
Yeah.
do that literally.
They're like
any-
$5.
Yeah, can we go?
Yeah,
Can we go? Nick, you want to take me for a drive to a Walmart? We could get a rotisserie
yeah.
chicken?
I'm down. No, real quick. Let me get my request out for anyone going to WalMarts at any point. Can you just keep an eye on the toy aisle for what my friends lovingly called the Greasy Strangler, which is the 12-inch Michelangelo figure.
Yeah.
Oh, so can
Greasy
we...
Strangler?
Can we
Yeah,
look
that's
for
the name of a movie, and like, I guess like I showed a lot of folks on my Discord, and they were not aware of just how muscly the old toys were, but they re-released the.
Oh.
Do you remember the giant Ninja Turtles from back in the day?
Probably. I'd have to see a picture, but probably.
Well, they re-released them, and Playmates being the geniuses that they are, they made Michelangelo Walmart exclusive. So he's the only one I haven't fucking found yet, and it's driving me crazy.
And his hand is just like constantly formed to like
Yeah,
choke someone
just
out.
grip, or grip onto something. The Greasy Strangler.
Oh, he's gripping onto something, all right.
It's gripping.
Yeah, his foreskin.
Uh,
right,
wait,
now
how-
all the viewers coming,
How
right?
much? How much is that Samus figure?
$10.
Like $10.
I don't know what this would get. This is in 9 hours, but just in case you don't find it, there's that.
I mean, that's the one.
Yeah, but it's a 12 with like depending on the shipping.
Yeah,
12.
I don't think this one's going to be super hard to find.
It's
I really
just so
don't.
cool. Like it's just I don't know, man. I'm just not. You don't
yeah,
see
like-
Metroid shit just out.
What I love too, like they tell you specifically what game she comes from. This is Metroid Prime 2.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was cute.
It's like the Figma I have of her
Figma balls.
Prime power armor has like the Prime 3 logo on it, and I'm just like, all right, sure.
Did you get the Ligma figure, Wayne?
Don't. You know that you wouldn't have come up with that joke were it not for me just
Yeah.
saying Figma
You know
balls.
that doesn't
Don't.
work on me.
Ligma morph balls. Ligma morph balls.
That was bad. Shall we
You
just
gotta sit in my hand. Ligma morph balls.
So are we gonna thank these patrons or what? Like what's the...
You should probably actually do that now.
All right.
That's the thing.
Shall we
I'm,
go-
actually, I'm gonna peace out for just a quick second, actually. So
Oh my god.
I have to.
He doesn't
Sorry,
want to
Tucker.
hear it. He doesn't want to hear about these people. So let's go in order of from gave us the most money to gave us the least.
Oh
So-
my god.
And coming in at the top, we've got 3 Rule 4, which is obviously a fun play on Rule 34.
I don't know what that is at all.
Aiden Fitzgerald, Crimson Rose, G-Man, Mr. Dr. SP, Doctorate Pending, NBTV, Silver Stars, Sol Binku, Stardust Chaos, Kit Nari, Trey Nobles, Where's Arnold, Orshom Hat, David F. Crespo, Sam Webster, and Sonicu. Can we get some clapping emotes in the chat for these patron forefathers, the founding fathers, if you will, the OGs, you know?
The ones that will protect everyone else as patrons. They're the foreskins of the patrons.
We should
What?
also go ahead and give a big little shout out to Crimson Rose.
Yes.
Who last episode, like right at the end, as we were ending this show, donated $100 and said, "In 2 days, it's my birthday. That day has passed now, but happy birthday!
birthday,
Thank you so
Crimson
much."
Thank you for giving us $100 for your birthday.
As you do.
No, but really, thank you. Also, guys, how well does the moon go with our Sunset City curtains?
It goes well, but I don't have to like it.
Goes well.
Does the moon match the drapes?
Up the shut fuck. Go away.
So are we just gonna kill time until Nick gets back before going into our main discussion? You know what they should have done for the end boss fight? They should have let us play pinball with the end as the ball.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. This has been the Channel Pup Comedy Hour. Come back every week for more comedy.
I don't think I will.
And what's the deal
So
with
is it-
these
so-
Sonic games, huh?
So is anybody gonna play Cosmic Shake?
You mean asset reuse?
God, fucking.
Anthony said it's really good. So.
I have heard it's good, and it's from.
I think it's not good if you're like, why isn't this? If you're IGN and you're like, why isn't this Mario Odyssey?
If you didn't like Battle for Bikini Bottom, then I guess it's
Yeah.
not
If
good.
you're like, why is this a Battle for Bikini Bottom sequel? You're probably not gonna like the game.
I would probably still like it. I've never played Battle for Bikini Bottom. I did, however, grow up with the movie game, and I know that they're already kind of similar. So
Yeah, the movie game was pretty good. It wasn't as good as Battle for Bikini Bottom, but like
As
this one
I've heard,
is
yeah.
more in the same structure as the original Battle for Bikini Bottom in that it's got like hub worlds and stuff. The thing that turned me off though was I looked at like a playthrough and it's like the original level lineup was like Jellyfish Fields, fucking Glove World and stuff like that, and then this one's like Wild West Jellyfish Field, Pirate Glove World. I'm like, fucking hell!
That's-
It
I don't
really
know,
is the cyberspace.
Anthony really went to bat for it and said it was really good, and they like, it's not just the same game over again. Like there is like he said that the platforming is better, the level design is better. There's more options for movement and stuff.
Yeah, I
So
think the layouts are
is-
at least different, and you've got like I think the Wild West theming and stuff, or the theming of the levels in general, they've gone much harder with it than like if it were just an asset flip. So like I am gonna hold my tongue on it, but I was like, what the fuck when I first heard that it was
Yeah.
the same order and the same overall structure as
I mean, I knew that. First of all, people were like surprised. I can't believe people are surprised that they used the same like skeleton as the remake of Battle for Bikini Bottom. I'm like, why wouldn't they do that? Why would they make a whole new thing from the ground up?
Well,
People
yeah,
wouldn't
no,
shut
yeah,
the hell up about bringing back Battle for Bikini Bottom. Of course, they were going to make something that felt like a direct sequel. That's
Yeah.
exactly what Crash 4 did. This is the Crash 4 of SpongeBob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the engine shouldn't necessarily be different. Like you should still be same overall like gameplay style. I was
Yeah.
just like,
I
really same
think
levels
I
in the
try.
same order.
I've been trying to use the words like skeleton and not
Skeleton.
engine because
Yep.
engine
Somebody
isn't
say
really
skeleton.
yes.
I
Engine
understand.
usually isn't it, like when 8 games use Unreal and you're like, yeah, this game's engine. It doesn't really.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
I understand this is going to be really cynical. It is very cynical. I kind of exited the game from my brain from the initial trailer because I'm just at the point where I'm tuning out multiverse shit because I'm just sick of it. I'm just over multiverse stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I do agree,
everything,
the multiverse is overdone now.
everything is fucking multiverse. I'm so tired.
Yeah. I'm a little tired of it. And
This
that's
is-
like,
you know what,
I'm trying so hard to be excited about what Marvel's doing right now.
So who's
But-
ready for the
and I'm like-
Sunset City multiverse, guys?
I remember
Ugh.
everything back in the day was vampires, and then it was zombies for a long time.
Oh god.
Everything was zombies, and now everything is multiverse.
But also, what they're doing with multiverse is kind of boring as well. Like, it's like, hey, welcome to the Sunset City multiverse special. You want to see Wayne wearing Cyrus's clothes? There you go.
That
Yeah,
reminds me.
yeah.
It's a little Sonic related. Did you guys talk about the figures?
Oh, the Sonic Prime figures.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
we're talking about SpongeBob.
No, it's true. We were talking about SpongeBob.
I believe it. You keep bringing up SpongeBob.
Yes, because I'm 12 years old and I like SpongeBob.
Oh Jesus! I'm not about to mock you. We do a Sonic podcast.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Nick?
I'm feeling a lot better after what I just did to that bathroom.
Nick, you are the Squidward of this show. You know that.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah,
And I'm the Mr. Krabs.
you're
I
not
think-
Mr. Krebs.
You're not Mr. Krabs.
I like
I'm
money,
pretty-
so I'm the Mr. Krabs.
I'm pretty sure growing up is just realizing you are Squidward.
You need to send in more super chats.
You're not. Well, I was about to call you SpongeBob, but
Or plankton.
no, more like
Dude, I still have to go to
who's-
Spencer's.
Who's
I
that
still-
sketch,
I have
sketch
to
clone? You're
I have to
Doodle Bob.
see if I have
Sorry,
to see
Gillis.
if Spencer still has it. Spencer's was selling Bold and Brash.
Mr. Krabs, I
What?
took the Krabby Patty formula and turned it into an NFT.
Spencer's was selling Bold and Brash.
What's Bold and Brash?
Oh, Bold and Brash
It's
is
Squidward's terrible
painting.
painting.
It wasn't terrible.
More like
it was
balloons
in
in
the
the
trash.
Yeah. It's less than $10 at. Oh damn. Oh damn.
Squidward.
There's
it's
a
a
lot
hot-
of
okay, it's Hot
mechanics on
Topic.
sale there. Yeah.
There is
Hot Topic.
way too much energy going around today. Holy shit.
I need Bold and Brash.
Dude, where is it? Where is it here?
Don't you, Squidward?
This is what I want. I want the Captain Canvas. That's what I want.
I can't hear you, Nick.
I'm gonna mute Pup in a second, I swear to
play
God.
the clarinet.
No, but like I'm looking at it. They've got the Captain Canvas. You know, at the start of the show.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want that on a wall, so I'm gonna get that. That's fucking amazing. Glorious.
I fucking
Oh,
hate
look at this!
cricket.
Oh my God, they got handsome Squidward.
Yeah, they do.
What are we doing? What are we doing here today?
We're looking at
This is
SpongeBob
the
Waller.
Sponge Cast, all right?
So far, we've talked about Metroid and SpongeBob.
Sometimes we need a break.
You guys are killing me.
Yeah.
So today's episode was actually meant to be about pinball, right?
No.
Yeah, we might as well get
Something
into
like
it.
that.
We were gonna go through a discussion and the history of pinball in Sonic.
I guess that is the only thing to say about the Sonic Prime figures is that, yeah, they do in fact exist.
They look
Yeah, I
like
don't want
figures
any of
for
them. I don't give a
children, and They
shit.
look bad.
I mean,
I
they're just
can't.
little
I
minifigures.
can't.
don't
I
care.
can't explain to you how much I don't give a fuck about anything Sonic Prime.
do they have the robot Amy one? Because that was the only design out of the show that I was just like interested in.
I'm not sure, but I'm sure you can find some fan-made fucking hugging pillow of her if you want, Wayne. Be
That's
mighty
okay.
wholesome. Let's have a look. Sonic Prime figures.
What was her name again?
Rusty Rose.
Rusty Rose?
Yep.
Why don't you stick your dick in my Rusty Rose? It will hurt.
God.
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if I like life anymore or if I want it to not.
Oh, I already know how I feel about both of those things.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Are they by Jack specific? They don't look like Jack. No, they're by PMI.
So yeah, I'm gonna say that those ones are not because Jax is making them. So I feel like this is just like one of those offshoot little things.
Also, Wayne, in this first pack, no, you don't get Rusty Rose, you get Thorn Rose.
I mean, the packs are just like really tiny little shit figures that aren't really worth collecting anyway.
Yeah, kind of like, sort of like, give your kids them to shut them up kind of figures.
Honestly, even if there was a Rusty Rose, I don't think I would get it because I'm just like, I think it was like the most inspired design out of like the swapped up like characters.
Are there any characters for Sonic Prime you'd collect figures for? Because I would get a Rusty Rose. 100%.
Rusty Rose would be cool. Maybe a Nines.
I need to be more invested in the show in general.
What was his name? What was his name?
9?
There's
Was
a
it
lot of
9?
them, man.
Yeah, it was 9.
I'm
Nines,
thinking of.
yeah.
I was getting it fucked up with Nier Automata 9S 9s.
Oh you're
God,
terrible.
man, I'm tired of media. I'm tired of video games. Fucking get me out.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'd get a Rusty Rose. I saw somewhere that they leaked what Jax was making, and I guess they're making the pirate ship. I might consider that. I did like the pirate ship. The little dreadnoughts. That was pretty cute.
For me, there's like characters that, I do think they would translate to a cool action figure. Rusty Rose would probably be the best example, but like, again, I just am not invested enough in the show.
Yeah,
to really-
I don't really feel like talking about it. You know, it's like the energy of the room just completely drained while we're talking about Sonic Prime.
Because it's
Oh,
another fucking
man.
multiverse project where it's like, here's this character in different clothes.
I'm so tired.
I don't blame you. Let's get the fuck out of here with this. Let's talk about some pinball stuff.
Let's
Because
put
Gilly,
some
you came up with
pins
this.
in
You came up
our
with this
balls.
concept like 2 weeks ago at this point because just arguments online over again.
Yeah,
the
guys,
Sonic
Gilly
Frontier
came up with
pinball.
a concept for the episode. Everyone clap.
Yay!
Yeah, go on, Gilly. Good job, new guy.
Jesus Christ.
Neck.
So, Wayne and Pup, you guys were putting together a list before the rest of us got into the call today, and
That's like we're on top of shit or something.
let's not get ahead of ourselves there, Wayne.
That's funny because out of me and Wayne, we are the ones who are least on top. Because we're not getting any action at all.
Oh God. Wayne's a very capable power bottom. We've established this.
And I just don't like women.
Oh my God.
By which I mean I'm not gay, but I just think that the gender sucks.
Just,
Oh, boy.
we're just not gonna have a show in about a month.
I can't wait for us to get canceled on Twitter.com
When it comes
again.
to women, I find them sexually attractive. I just hate them.
Uh-huh.
We're just gonna keep this joke going, huh?
Yeah,
let's,
he's just
we're
gonna keep-
move right on to what we're
Look,
gonna
I
do.
just want
already
to
crossed the
clarify
ru-
that I'm not gay, alright?
He's already crossed the Rubicon. He just wants to keep going.
The Rubicon. That's the brand of a drink over here. Like, they got Rubicon Orange and stuff. I sent them an email to tell them everything they're doing is right and it tastes really good. I can show you the email.
No, that's fine.
I did do it, I
Um,
swear. It's real.
Jesus, for fuck's sake. So you
I'll
guys
do it
were
again.
debating whether or not, shut the fuck up. You guys were debating whether or not to put Sonic 1's Spring Yard on our list for the pinball stuff. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you both said no.
Yeah, so basically, when I started writing this list, I asked Wallace, does Spring Yard count? And he kind of said no. And I said, yeah, I kind of agree, because it has bumpers like a pinball, but it doesn't have any flippers or any of the other stuff that would constitute a pinball stage.
So it's
Here-
only pinball if it has flippers for y'all's
Well, it's not
estimation.
necessarily just flippers, but I just think it needs more pinball
As
stuff.
in the main mechanic of pinball, yeah.
I'm Gilly. What about you? Yeah, I know you love Sonic 1.
I mean, it's kind of the like the prototype to Sonic 2's pinball stuff, but I think it needs flippers.
I think if you were to call Spring Yard a pinball stage, you'd also have to make that same argument for the special stages as well.
I don't really think so, but
It does open up, like, there was always kind of a precedent being set. It was just like they had pinball on the brain pretty early on.
yeah.
It's in the core fundamental design of Sonic.
Sonic always had
I
no
think
momentum.
I think thematically that stage is kind of like the prototype to Casino Night, but like it wasn't really outwardly pinball. It wasn't any more pinball than the rest of Sonic 1 was.
Yeah, I think it's I think
Yeah.
it's an honorable mention. I think that's a nice compromise, right? Because they did build pinball into the core design of Sonic, and I think that's the closest it gets thematically. But
And then Casino Night, they're like, here's springs and flippers.
right, and then they
So-
full on went into pinball after that. So I'd say it's an honorable mention, just because, like a lot of Sonic 1, it's the core ideas are there.
Not good.
Wait, were we planning
No.
on ranking these, or
No, we're not
Nah,
ranking. We're
no.
just discussing.
No, no.
Ranking every Sonic's pinball. Fucking bullshit.
So Casino Night would win, is what I'm
fucking
hearing.
bullshit?
Nick.
What?
Nick is
Spring Yard was okay, but it didn't really stand out. Hope they do better in the next one.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I can't wait to see Connor again. Oh my god. Oh gosh.
What?
A couple people are gonna get that. There's gonna be a couple people will get it. Got some Ellis Mark fans in there somewhere. I know we do. Let's see. So,
so
we're
next
just
up,
talking.
obviously, we got
Casino Night.
Yeah, which is like, yeah, there's no question. That's a fucking pinball stage. We're counting that, right?
I mean, it's the quintessential pinball stage. I mean, there's a lot of casino elements in there as well, but like, it married those two ideas so beautifully. I love it.
I
love it so
think
much.
Casino Night deserves, honestly, more recognition for bringing an entire trope to the Sonic franchise. I do not get why Chemical Plant is considered the most iconic when you've got fucking Casino Night, a mid-game fucking party, effectively, which is just like, it's not just the atmosphere, it's also just like, yeah, we took this pinball-based platformer and made it more pinball-y for one level. Like, that's fucking brilliant. Why the fuck
I
am I
think
not
the
seeing Casino
overall-
Night in cyberspace instead of fucking Chemical Plant?
I just think they're just reusing the assets of generations over and
No,
over
I
again.
get
I'd
it,
say
I get it.
I would say that overall in Sonic history, I'd say Casino had a much bigger impact than
Yeah.
Chemical Plant did.
Oh, yeah.
Completely agreed.
So,
Chemical Plant only really. What? What was
here's
that?
what I love. Here's what I love about Casino Night specifically. I know this is not talking too much about the casino or the pinball elements of it, but just the fact that it did kind of, as Pup said, it's kind of a Sonic cliche. It's because like for Mario and a lot of other platformers, it's ice, it's fire, grasslands, and Sonic has plenty of those things. But like Sonic went and made its own level tropes, and I think a lot of that started in Sonic 2 in beautiful. No, you know that's not even true. That's why I give it up to Spring Yard.
Sonic 2
Because
was
you
the
see a lot of
game
those-
that defined that Sonic has a gambling addiction.
Yeah, I mean Sonic 2 really solidified a lot of cool ideas that Sonic 1 started to play around with, but really only I'd say Green Hill's the only one that really properly like solidified what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
And then Sonic 2 came in and was just like, let's really define what this shit is. And yeah, no, it's the best pinball level to this day, as far as I'm concerned. I love it. It marries in with the physics beautifully. it makes sense the moment you start playing that, because like it is like the 4th level in, right? Like if that's your first Sonic game, you already know how he plays by the time you roll through Aquatic Ruin.
Yeah.
Because that's one that really challenges you. Then that one's like a playground, and you already know exactly what to do when you hit a bumper or you hit a pin or slapping machines, the things that we call them. I forgot.
Flippers.
Flippers.
The
there it
slapping
is.
machines.
Yeah, you know exactly what to do. It's married in beautifully with the physics, and it just everything makes sense. I love it. I fucking love it. It's a great level.
As a modern moron, I wish I disagreed with you, Nick, but I actually agree that Casino Night is like the first and the best of the Sonic pinball stages.
Doesn't mean there's ones I don't love more than this, but I think when we get to like Frontiers and all that, I think this is still what I'm waiting for from Sonic. I'm still waiting for like the really good 3D pinball, because that's going to tell me, okay, you guys get it.
One that doesn't just rest on it's a pinball minigame, one that is like a full-on level but still with pinball features.
Yeah, to be fair though, now that I'm thinking about it out loud, it is a little more challenging to do like a proper 3D. I'm sure it can be done, but just the basic idea of pinball, it has to stay on that flat plane like an actual pinball. I almost call it stage, but a pinball machine, because it's not like you're jumping around the ball or anything like that. It is still just rolling up and down, slapping just the flippers. So
I feel
might
like
be hard
the
to do 3D.
response, the 3D response to pinball would be to make like a skate park or something.
I mean, we keep arguing for it. We're far from the first people to say Tony Hawk, fucking in my Sonic, please.
I mean, a Sonic skate park with, adding things like the corkscrew and all that stuff. I mean, it would work just fine.
I mean,
We
the
just
thing is,
need them to do it.
every stage needs to be kind of a skate park when it comes to Sonic if you're going to really exploit his moveset. It's tricky, yeah, like doing the pinball thing, not necessarily pinball, but doing the casino stage in 3D, yeah, it is difficult to do.
Yeah.
Although the best example of that in 3D comes later on this list, but I'll talk about it when we get there. For now, like Casino Night definitely laid down the groundwork, but not only that, I think it had a really good atmosphere to it as well. Like, everyone remembers Casino Night's music. It, like, how do you make the chipset for the Sega Mega Drive sound like kind of a big band, kind of Vegas style? Like, that's a really strong track that they did there, you know? It has that sort of toe tap in, big band jazz kind of feel to it, you know?
The Sonic team did wonders with the Genesis sound chip. They're just magicians with that thing.
Hell yeah.
The Genesis sound chip I like a lot better than the SNES. Technically, it's not a sound chip, but than the SNES. But like, you have to use it right.
It
And
might,
a lot
You
of
have to
people
use it
didn't.
right.
A lot of people didn't know how to use it right.
it might
No.
also just be my bias, but I think, yeah, of like the retro gaming sound, I think, yeah, the Mega Drive sound is by far my favorite.
I'd come out the other
Genesis,
end.
The Genesis has lower
Yeah.
lows, but it has higher highs.
I still thought the SNES one was a little bit more robust when I'm thinking of like some of my favorite games on that machine. But yeah, I mean, like,
It doesn't have any punch. It's very like round and soft.
yeah,
The sound and Genesis is more like,
Plucky.
yeah.
I guess for me it just comes down to the fact that like a lot of my favorite soundtracks just happen to be on the SNES. So, like, I love the Donkey Kong Country soundtrack.
Yeah, but it's have you heard the Mega Man X soundtrack converted into like Genesis?
I've
sound?
not actually.
It's so good.
I believe that because like a lot of people kind of reference that the Genesis in terms of like if you wanted like a synthetic hard rock version or
Mhm.
like trying to replicate electric guitar, you'd use the Genesis.
I mean,
'cause
yeah,
it's a
I
little bit more
agree.
punchy.
Like, that's the thing, is the Genesis has a nice sort of almost kind of dirty sound to it, you know, which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It leaves
That's
so-
what Genesis
it
doing.
just leaves that's why it just leaves more of an impact. That's why I don't really like I way prefer like the NES or even like the Game Boy sound chip over SNES.
Dude, okay. Game Boy,
Really?
Game
Yeah.
Boy sound chip is
Game Boy
cool.
sound chip is amazing. I love
Link's
that sound chip.
Awakening DX is still like one of my favorite game soundtracks. It sounds fantastic.
Isn't it
I actually
so
think
weird
I think
that
I think I like Game Boy more than NES.
Isn't it so weird that
Yeah.
the Game Boy sounds better than the Game Boy Advance?
Yeah, the Game Boy Advance sounds like shit.
The Game Boy Advance, like the way that thing plays sound is actively destroying itself.
It's horrible.
Sounds
You
like
can't
it.
even, and it doesn't do it. By the way, and people are like, oh, it's just because of the hardware, the speaker. No, if you emulate it, it still sounds like shit.
Yeah, but yeah, no, the way that sound chip is like, or not maybe the sound chip. but
It doesn't
the
have a
speaker-
sound chip.
It doesn't have a sound chip, yeah.
Yeah.
No, the speaker is literally destroying itself.
But it still sounds bad if you play it on not this. If you play it on a fucking super, what's it called, a GameCube or Game Boy player,
Yeah.
it still sounds like that.
Oh
Still
no, I
sound-
just mean it's bad on all fronts.
Oh, it
Just
is.
no defense.
It's just it's bad, and then it's like they took a fucking piece of shit sound, and then they're like, how do we make this sound worse? Let's also put this shitty little speaker in it, so
I think
it sounds.
discussion of sound chips is actually a really good idea for like a devoted episode.
I mean, not that's a kind of a bigger discussion in terms of like gaming in general as opposed to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, I mean, we
Well,
could
even then,
talk
like-
about how the Master System sounds like dog shit.
We could kind of we could kind of assign it to Sonic a little bit, but still, like we do go on broader topics as well. I don't know. I think it's a good
What's the
subject.
first thing
I would need a lot more technical knowledge to hop into that subject.
well, I mean,
I like-
regardless.
All I know
Sorry,
is the first thing that came into my mind when Gilly said that was "eat shit, Stuart."
So, I mean, well, carrying on from actually, Gilly, like you're the Sonic 2 guy here. Have you actually kind of shared your thoughts about Casino Night?
I don't think I have much. I feel like I like Casino Night more in my head.
Oh, than
When I'm-
actually playing it.
Yeah. I still like it, but it's not like I'm not in love with Sonic's pinball physics. Usually.
Just in general or that game.
Yeah, I mean in general. Like I still have fun with it, but I'm like there's definitely some times where I'm like, all right, this is kind of annoying. Like there's that one spot. I mean now like I've long since figured out what to do to make it less annoying, but there's that one spot in Casino Night. I think it's Act 2. Where there's like a half pipe and then there's like those triangular bumpers.
I know what
There's,
you
like-
mean. Yeah, the triangle
I know what you
bumpers,
mean.
and then you
One
got the
right there.
circle ones.
I know what
and-
you mean.
Yeah.
And you basically just have to
And
rely
it's-
on the slightest bit of control in order to get Sonic to just move right.
Yeah.
The
It does
little
actually
triangle ones
require
go,
you
"Ping."
to know, like, it does actually require you to know, like, literally the pinball physics to get through that section.
Yeah.
I think that's, now that we're talking about it out loud, I kind of feel like that's the same mentality that was brought forward into that barrel from Sonic 3. But Sonic 2, like, as much as I'm gonna, scream from the top of the mountain that Sonic 3 Knuckles is one of the most perfect games ever made. In terms of that mentality, I really do think Sonic 2 did a much better job right there in that specific area where it's like, no, this is going to help you through the rest of the game, even if this does feel a little bit random.
I
Like
think-
it's
Yeah.
required to have
That's-
finesse with Sonic's controls and physics.
Well, I mean,
That's-
when I was a kid, I literally didn't beat Sonic 3
That's part of what
because
I think
because
is,
I didn't know what to do. I would play until that point, and then I would stop playing.
That's part of what
Yeah.
I think makes the barrel such like an anomaly, is that Sonic 3 and Knuckles is a very tight game. Like, it's a very high quality title. But you get to that bit, and there's not really a defense for the barrel, I think. Like, it's bad.
There really isn't a defense for it.
You
and
don't
I-
need to press up ever.
You never do. And like I said in the video a million years ago, if you have Tails with you, the game's lying to you.
Yeah.
Because he will jump on the fucking barrel.
Mm-hmm.
So like, no, like Sonic Jam, like when they have like the new normal mode, it's just not in there. It's just removed.
Honestly, like even as somebody who never had issues with the barrel, yeah, no, there's no defense for the barrel. Like,
Unless
I
it had more things built around those ideas for physics, that would be cool. It's not there in the rest of
That
the
is
game.
something. Okay,
It's-
you know, Ego Raptor's Mega Man X video
Yeah.
where he like goes on about all the ways the game teaches you in the first stage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sonic 3 does nothing to show you what to do with that barrel.
Nope.
Even if
Zero.
they just
Does
had
zero things to
It-
teach you how to do that.
even if they just had lighting up arrows corresponding, it would make it better than. But
Yeah.
like even then, like it's still a very on-screen element. But like just something to prompt the player to be like, okay, so let's see, up, down.
I recommended like even giving us different colored barrels, like any little something, because the barrels have different mechanics throughout the fucking level. Some of them move. Some of them you can run into a couple of them that do go up and down when you do, but like you have no reason to go up and down with them. So we're not talking about pinball anymore, but like I'm never gonna
make it a QTE.
We're talking about a level that technically kind of has those mechanics.
yeah,
Sonic
because like
Boom.
I think that's where that
You're
that
talking about a level that
falls
was
apart.
like you were talking about a level that's like, hey, let's try to do the carnival night thing again, but not as good.
Sonic Team,
Yeah,
with
that's
with
why people like talk about it. It's sorry,
with
go
the
ahead.
Carnival Night barrel, do a patch, make it a QTE.
God damn
Because
it.
even that would still make more sense.
I think at this point, like, you just can't get rid of it. It's just like, it's one of those endearing things nowadays. I have a mug that looks like it, for fuck's sake. So
I would hate that. I would hate to own that.
I love
So
it.
what you're saying is bad quality can be endearing. Now you see why I like the Sonic Adventure games.
I've always loved Sonic Adventure.
No, shut up. All right, so
I am
Let's
the
figure
only
out.
one.
am I the only one who likes Sonic Unleashed? So
So
next up,
Sonic CD.
Collision Chaos from Sonic CD. And I know Sega would like us to say that before Casino Night, but fuck you, it still came out after Sonic 2. So, Collision Chaos. Again, I think it's definitely not as iconic as Casino Night by any stretch. And, I mean, it's kind of like a merge, in a way, of, like, Spring Yard and Casino Night in, like, its aesthetics, I think.
I have a hard time not seeing that as a depressing stage because I grew up with the American soundtrack, and it's so bleak compared to the music you get from the Japanese
I
version.
only know the I can't even remember the USA one. I only remember the Japanese one, and that is such an upbeat, like, fucking track. Like, pure fucking New Jack Swing shit right there.
I think they both
It
fit in
has
their
to
own
be
ways.
refreshing.
I will say, having played Sonic CD again recently, but playing like the American version with that music, it's. I think a lot of what I like about that game comes from how good I think the Japanese soundtrack is, because a lot of the levels just don't hit the same with the American.
I do
I think
agree.
that like it has moments, because I'm not going to disagree with you on that, Nick. While I do prefer like Bad Future Stardust Speedway in the Japanese version, like it still warms my heart that Sonic Forces actually took the time to do a remix based off the American OST, because that's still a good track, and I think like playing that on the fucking Sega CD, like on a little CRT television, in listening to that track while racing against Metal Sonic, I got a different vibe from that battle that I never really got before, as you're just seeing all of the effects in the background, and it's so grim and dark and shit.
To be fair, though,
And-
they did also do a remix of the USA track for Generations as well.
Did they?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
optional, but it is still a remix of it.
Oh, that's cool.
That's what gave me so much respect for Sonic Generations, because a lot of us were debating on what they're going to do with Metal Sonic, and we all figured, yeah, they're going to go with the Japanese one, but like they went out of their way and actually did that, which is nice. But like, just to bring it back to Collision Chaos, though, in terms of the music for that, yeah, like you're gonna have a much more upbeat time with the Japanese soundtrack. What I appreciate about the track for that one, I think this could be spread across the entire American soundtrack, but like you can tell the composer was kind of like looking at the elements of the environment and then building the music based off of that, because like there's a lot of tinkering little noises there that kind of match up with all the blinking lights and some of the background effects there. It just kind of makes sense with all the sound effects and shit going on in that level. So I understand why they went with that more bleak sounding version of it, but if anyone prefers the Japanese one, I'm not going to argue with them, because it's a fun fucking time, which a pinball level should be.
Yeah, like I said in my own review, it's like they both have well earned places. Neither one is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love having that's such a good problem to have, and I wish we had that problem more often.
I think the bits that really stand out in regard to the pinball elements in Collision Chaos come with the boss fight. I think of the two of the boss fights between Casino Night and Collision Chaos
Yeah, 'cause-
gets it right in terms of having a pinball themed boss.
Yeah.
It's cool. It is funny because, like, again, in my most recent playthrough, it felt so random, but I just went up and destroyed him within like 5 seconds, where like sometimes I'll just be stuck in there trying to get myself up to where he's at.
And isn't that the
Um,
ultimate pinball experience?
Yeah,
I've had that. It's just like RNG just gets on your side sometimes.
Yeah, it's
and
almost like at
you
random. It's either going to take you 10 minutes or none.
Yeah, sometimes you'll struggle, sometimes you'll just jump up and scramble his eggs.
It does make me wish that they had switched around the boss fights between. I mean, Sonic 2 boss fights have always been simple, very easy to spam, and I do like that they require you to use some of the slopes. I mean, you can. I guess you don't have to. But I always thought, like, why didn't they have like a proper pinball level as the boss fight for Sonic 2? That would have been cool. Just maybe a little bit better design than this. I don't know. I mean, it's still the same physics for the most part, but it really goes to show like what level design can do for physics, even if it is kind of the same themes. Because it's nowhere near as fun as Sonic 2's Casino Night.
So does Carnival Night count as a pinball level?
I think we've said all we can really say on it. I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either. Like, again, it's got
Yeah.
bumpers, but that's all it's got.
Yeah.
It's got a couple bumpers. It doesn't really have anything like it doesn't have flippers. It doesn't have anything else that's in a pinball machine.
It's got some of the elements, but a bowl of ice cream still isn't a milkshake.
Yeah, like it's got like, you know, it serves the purpose of being Sonic 3's Casino Night in a way, but like it's not the same thing.
Well, that's what I was saying about Spring Yard, is that it's thematically kind of like a similar
got-
idea,
it's
but
got
it's
the
not.
pieces.
It's a different ball. There's more than just pinball that uses little metal balls.
Same
for their
pin,
arcade
different
machine,
ball.
You know, no, same ball, different machine.
Same shit. Shut
Well,
up.
Same
Well,
balls,
that's what I
man.
mean. Where like thematically, it's a similar idea, but like
Should
mechanically, it isn't. Just like how Collision Chaos is pinball, but the stage thematically isn't anything like, you know, Casino
Yeah.
Night or yeah.
Oh,
so
one thing.
so is our baseline here. Let's just get this out of the way because we're 3 games in now. Baseline, there's got to be a fucking flipper somewhere in the level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I
Okay.
also just wanted to note though on Collision Chaos is it bullshit or not that there's just a pack of spikes on the right of the screen at the point where you would start running? At the start of the stage, before you get
Yeah.
messing with Amy.
I don't know why it's just not just a fucking wall. I don't know why.
Nothing trains you to understand not to do that. Like, okay. Anyways,
It's just there to hate you.
next up we have the entire game of Sonic Spinball, which is a game where I'm gonna admit I don't have the patience to get past the first stage. I guess I don't have much relationship with pinball, and I'm not really interested in seeing past the first stage of that game.
Are we including the Game Gear version?
I'm
Yeah.
not. I've never
I
played
I mean,
it, but
technically, we have to.
I've beaten that.
I have not.
Oh, that's not fun.
I didn't hate it at that much when I played through it, but I also knew what I was kind of getting into. But yeah, it's not good.
The Game Gear
Yeah.
one's real bad.
I'm gonna go so far as to say that if I played this as an adult, like if I was an adult when the Genesis came out, I probably would have been pretty deeply offended by Spinball. I understand that they didn't have the same team, so it's not the same physics, but like the idea of Spinball, as far as I was concerned, was like, hey, Casino Night really was like this standout fucking level. It's gonna be in the Sonic franchise forever. Like, and fans are really responding to it. Let's build a whole game around that. And then they throw you in the trash with shitty physics.
You know what was crazy to me about Spinball?
It's ugly as fuck.
But
I kind of like that about it.
I liked the game when I was a kid, but like what always made me crazy when I was a kid was the fact that the game. So the entire game is pinball, right?
Yeah.
But Sonic has like his regular moveset.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no need for it though. But yeah,
I know it's crazy.
So the question is pin?
You can still spin dash. Why do you have the spin
me,
dash?
It makes me feel like the game will have more than regular pinball in it, and that always made me want to try to get further in it as a kid. And the further I got in that game, the more depressing it got.
Why does he have the spin dash?
But the thing is, the physics of that spin dash and just his general movement,
Yeah,
they're like Sonic
the-
Forces levels of fucking Sonic.
The animation is really
They're not
slow
good.
too.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like 4 frames. it's so weird though, because like, why is it there?
Also,
why did
if-
they program that?
Oh,
Unless
here's
you
the
set
thing,
the
though.
mode to like fast as well in the options, it's gonna feel like shit. Like,
And it's even then it's nowhere near perfect. But like here, like that's the cynical adult in me saying like, why are you doing this? Nothing here makes sense. As a child, it's oh boy, another Sonic game, and oh boy, it's a different art style. I get it. A slightly different version of Sonic. Cool.
You know what I
I'm
remember the
into it.
most? You know what I remember the most about Spinball as a kid, and it's not actually playing the game. It's going to Walmart and seeing all of the TVs with like Sega Genesis hooked up to them,
Genocide.
and it was always just for some reason the only game they would show Sonic Spinball.
Oh.
It would just have the opening animation for Sonic Spinball.
That game got a lot of play for a while.
No, but I
yeah.
need to tell you about an eBay listing that I saw, right? Because I was looking for like how much Mega Drive games go on eBay and stuff like that. Because I was thinking of selling a few of my own, and someone had listed Sonic 1, 2, and 3, fully boxed, all sealed and everything. They had Sonic 1 and 2, and what they thought was Sonic 3 was Sonic Spinball. Imagine thinking you're purchasing fucking the original trilogy, and then you end up with Spinball in the place of Sonic 3. Like, that game does get a bit more play just for being, it's another Sonic game that came out on the Mega Drive, basically.
Yeah.
I think,
Well, I mean, not to get too much into history with Sonic, but like Sonic 3 and then Sonic and Knuckles came out the year when everyone was talking about the next systems. Like, and then years after the other games. So it's like, yeah, I don't blame anybody for thinking that, because like I'm sure even by the time 3 came out, a lot of kids were starting to grow out of that and just ready for whatever, the 64 and PlayStation and Saturn were going to be.
I think, like, putting aside the pinball elements, like, the good things I have to say about this game have nothing to do with the gameplay, because I think as a pinball game goes, it's... I can't say much because I'm not really, again, not much of a pinball fan. As a Sonic game goes, or a Sonic Infusion with pinball, it sucks. The thing I like about it is actually the art style, and like especially, and I learned this from Nick's video on Spinball, I like what they did with Dr. Robotnik and how imaginative they got with some of those boss designs.
I do too. I really do too. They're so nightmarish. They're so creepy.
Yeah.
There's something kind of psychedelic and spooky about Sonic Spinball, which I
It's-
would love
it's
to
very-
see for a proper
It's
game.
very, yeah, it's very like Western Genesis design in terms of like art design, which I really appreciated, because especially all these years later, because it looks so different compared to anything else, not even just in the Genesis, but like in the entire franchise at this point.
Also, man,
And I
Robotnik
kind
is
of
huge.
miss that. Yeah, no, he's a big old boy.
It's another
I,
case of another reason why I think Sega should consider from time to time going for a different art style. I would love to see like the Mania team make a Sonic game, which is just a regular sort of, run left to right Sonic game, but with the Sonic Spinball kind of art style and philosophy towards like level design. That fucking furnace thing with the Robotnik heads just fucking bulging out of it is fucking spooky, like
If there was like any, I've said this before, but like if there was any classic Sonic game I really, really wanted remade in the retro engine, I've Sonic 3 wasn't the top of my choice because fans have already been on top of it with Air and shit like that. My top choice was either Chaotix or Spinball. Like coming back to Spinball with proper Sonic physics, I think would have been a very interesting game to play.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember me saying in our Sonic Origins episode that I think they should have put in like a demo or like one level of Sonic Spinball in there done in the retro
Yeah.
engine.
You know what's weird about
True, yeah.
the physics of Spinball is like, so the whole thing about like the Sonic games in the first place was like, oh, look, blast processing. You go real fast and it's all smooth, right? What the fuck happened? Because when you in Spinball, Sonic moves like 2 frames a second, and it's like it like
Well,
judders.
they had to. No, they had
It's not
to,
smooth?
No, they had to kind of scale back on the blast processing thing for the Switch port.
Well,
What?
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 It's a joke about how the Switch sucks.
No, but like,
You know what
I-
I'm talking about? Like it's not
yeah,
smooth.
that's good old Yuji Naka there for you, though. They weren't allowed to use the Sonic engine to make the fucking game.
Wasn't it also just kind of like rushed out really fast because they needed it all
It
in
was
release?
rushed out, but like Sega of Japan wouldn't just give him the fucking tools to help rush the fucking thing out.
It's
So-
almost
And
like,
now Yuji Naka's in jail, so that's karma for you.
I don't know if he's in jail. I don't know if he's in jail. Is he in jail?
I think he's in jail.
he was.
I mean, arrested, but that's
Maybe,
different.
no, he
than
did go to
in
jail
Not the
briefly, but I think he
same.
might be out on bail.
Yeah.
Bail rhymes with jail.
Oh man.
Yeah. All I'm saying is for all of his refuting of certain rumors and everything like that, it's been enough going on with the guy where I'm not inclined to believe him or find him trustworthy.
Or just enjoy his presence.
Yeah, there's also that.
I would invite
I
him
don't
to
know.
my house. That's just one thing I want to get out there.
I do enjoy Spinball. I do find it endearing to a certain degree. I do like kind of how ugly it is. That first level, the music is fantastic.
I'll go ahead. I'll have my point after yours.
Yeah. It's so weird and grimy and gross and everything. It's just like I wasn't used to seeing games like that when I was a kid. And I don't know, it just kind of stood out to me, and I just appreciated how unique Spinball was in that regard, I suppose. I will say, especially in some of the later levels when it starts getting a little more challenging, like, it actually does call on you to utilize pinball, like, physics and mechanics fairly well, and, having played a bit of pinball myself, it's once you start picking up on what trajectory to shoot him off into, and like which directions you're trying to like aim for, and where on the flippers at what speed is going to result in like what outcome and everything like that. You start thinking about it more, and it starts feeling a little more intelligent. I do think the final stage is a little much. It's bordering on the lines of bullshit, but hey, it's not like Sonic isn't known for doing that from time to time.
You know what's weird? So the Eggman heads, the lava throwing up lava Eggman heads. That's like Eggman's design from the Sonic games, but for the cover of the game they used the cartoon Eggman.
They did in the Game
because-
Gear one. They did in the Game Gear one, not the original Genesis one.
Yeah, it's so
Really?
weird how
Yeah.
like in Game Gear they've got
Was it just that one?
yeah in Game
So
Gear
Game
they've
Gear-
got the
Game Gear
Pingus
came out-
one.
This is what's crazy about this fucking game. When I did a video on each of them separately, and this is what made me lose my fucking mind. The Game Gear one came out a year after the fucking Genesis one, like that, in that state. It's not even they rush it to come out the same time as the Genesis one. It's a year later.
That was a year. That was a year they could spend on getting that other artwork done. Don't you know?
I could just get Greg back to like, hey, draw this again, but make Sonic look better and Robotnik look worse.
I
Cool.
disagree, and the Pingus Robotnik is the best Robotnik. Fuck
But it's
you.
so confusing because like you could tell like the mandates were going through because like you can pinpoint when it happened if you read the Archie books, like because from issue 12 to 13, Mohawk's gone, and you could tell like in the middle of 1994, they were just like, or 93, 94 at some point they're like, all right, we're just gonna go full head of hair Sonic the Hedgehog, but by the way, let's keep Pingus Robotnik around.
Hell yeah.
I hate
But
him.
why? But why? But like that's it doesn't make sense though, because like the only thing using it at that point was the Fleetway comic. That was it. I don't understand.
Did you
Fuck.
just say, Gilly, that you hate Pingus Robotnik?
Yes,
Why?
The robot.
because he looks like Patrick.
But like the Sat AM one was used in another cartoon.
And you know what? And by the way, Nick, my point still stands because that Eggman head is in the Game Gear one too. So
No, I'm just explaining that nothing makes sense.
No, it's only
I'm
in the
not
Game Gear
disagreeing
one.
with you.
It's not in the
no,
Mega Drive one.
I meant Eggman's face in the game is a different Eggman
Oh
than
yeah, no,
is
but
on the
yeah,
cover.
Yeah.
Wait, that's still the American art. Like the Americans weren't going to go to Japan and be like, please. What am I talking about? It's an American-made game. I'm going crazy.
You're
losing my
going nuts.
The fucking freedom fighters are in that game. I'm losing my mind.
Pingus.
He needs.
We
the
got a jingle
celibacy.
jangle problem here. Santa's going nuts.
Oh man. So
Shall we move on?
I just as a last little thing, just wanted to say about Spinball. Here's the ultimate problem I have with it. I do find it endearing. I feel like most people just find the first level endearing because they couldn't get past it. But they have an entire game based around Sonic in a pinball arena with pinball rules. That's a great idea, and that entire game is still worse than Casino Night. So,
Yeah.
I think as well as that, though, it's like there is a fundamental difference. Like, in that, Spinball was the first, and we're going to see this become a trend, particularly in 3D titles, where it's just a board with Sonic as a pinball, effectively. And yes, this does have the running into the level thing, but, like, you know, still, it's fundamentally the same in that you're playing a pinball board with Sonic as a pinball, whereas, like, Casino Night was, like, you know, it's still a level first and foremost, and pinball is, like, a secondary feature. I think that's, like, an interesting, like, little segue, in a way, like, to how pinball stages would become in Sonic games going forward. But we're not there yet, because I think, I mean, do you have anything further to say, you guys?
not on that front.
The rest of you?
No, not really. I mean, the only other thing I could even say about Spinball for me is, I think that's the first game that ever put me in an environment that I felt trapped in.
Fair. I mean,
Like
I agree.
Resident Evil and Metroid games would do that later, but that was the first time for me.
So,
But
in that
notice
case...
how little we've been talking about the pinball that game, though. Sorry, go ahead.
In that case, that brings us to the Spring Stadium level in Sonic 3D Flicky's Island. Does it count? What is it? Nick, you're the expert on Sonic 3D. Like, why don't you fucking start us off?
We might be breaking the rules a little bit here, but like there's very clear pinball elements in there. One of the ramps going down, I think that's the only spot in the level that actually has flippers in there. And it's yeah, it kind of counts. It's just nothing but that same aesthetic. It looks more like a bounce house than a casino level though, but
I thought it looked
yeah,
like a
it
toy
kinda
shop without
counts.
any toys.
yeah, but like there's very clear pinball-y elements in there.
Actually,
But the reason
Sorry, go on. I'm just thinking out loud.
I think the physics are there to actually make it a worthwhile pinball thing if they had actually commit to it, but they never did.
The fucking
But-
aesthetic of that level reminds me of Whammy Burger from Falling Down. Anyone see that movie?
I haven't seen it since high school. I remember
Fucking
loving it.
great film. But okay, I'm gonna put a picture then in the back rooms, right? Anyone else seeing Spring Stadium here in Whammy Burger?
Let me see here.
You know what we could talk about in terms of Sonic Pinball, though?
The fuck is this whammy burger?
It's a restaurant in Falling Down where he wants to get breakfast, but they started serving lunch, and he's pissed off about it.
Yeah, I have no idea what
That's
this is.
that's such an obscure reference, man.
It shouldn't be. That film needs to be more well known. That film is fucking amazing.
It's considered a little problematic these days, man.
It's considered problematic because of the guy's views, but like the guy's a fucking villain, so it doesn't matter.
I had fun with it. I'm not gonna lie, I had fun with it.
This is.
It's just a business dude just losing his mind and going through, like, was it New York?
Yeah, basically, yeah. He's basically he finds out he's been made redundant, and he's just fucking sick of life. The whole thing is that he was like a military guy. He did everything the way America wanted him to. Like he's a big patriot and everything. But he's been made redundant. His wife's left him and stuff. So it's like the idea is he's basically lived life by the book and failed. So now he's just fucking going out of his way to break the rules, basically. And that's awesome. I fucking love that movie. Like, I don't fucking care.
Anyway, there's one pinball thing we have not talked about from the classic era.
What?
And I'm looking right up at it. I'm talking about the little Tommy pinball machine. That's fucking right.
The what?
You're the only one
It's a
that
little-
has that, so fucking talk about it. Take the lead.
I just like those old Tommy machines because like they did that and they did like this weird like climbing tower for little balls for Sonic, but they all have like unique art on it. So like the pinball itself, like the background of it, kind of has a lot of Sonic 2 elements to it, and it's all messy and colorful, and I just love it. I fucking love it. I just have it on display, and I look up at it every now and then. I'm just happy. That's it. It's a little
What?
pinball machine.
What is this?
I'll send you guys a picture. It's just a little toy. It's a little toy from my childhood. but I fucking
Oh,
love it.
that must have been a very long time ago.
Well, like
It
most
was a very long time ago. I'm old as fuck. So hang on a second.
Like most pinball
My
minigames
God.
in Sonic, that just stopped the entire thing dead for a bit, didn't it?
Why is everyone? Nobody needs to.
No one
You
fucking cares,
with
bro.
Whammy Burger. We're
Yeah,
not all
y'all-
engaging in fucking Whammy Burger.
Y'all have to fucking talk on top of each other and make it impossible to get a word in until it's
Listen,
actually
I
time to
think
keep
that the audience here should
discussion
all go
going.
watch
You-
Falling Down. It's a really good film. People say it's problematic because the guy wants the immigrant store clerk out of his country, but the whole fucking idea is that he's a villain anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. He's bad. They're making a bad
They
example.
still,
bad.
they still
Fucking
use
God.
his character to have commentary on a lot of frustrations.
They
so yes,
did.
they still use him for that.
They did.
This isn't about that fucking movie.
He's still a
I'm-
fucking
Oh,
villain.
that pinball table's cute.
yeah.
I like pinball. Not really. I don't. I actually don't like pinball.
I really
like
like
pinball.
I do too. I
enjoy
don't know why. It always frustrates me.
I mean, listen, Prendergrass is the good guy in that movie, you know, and he's not
it.
racist.
We are done talking about it, pup. We're done.
He's not, I'm
It's
just
over.
saying, he's not a racist, and he's the
You're
good
just-
guy.
Jesus
You're just
fucking
hyper
Christ.
fixated on this movie.
It's a fucking good movie.
Oh my god.
Of all the hills
Anyway,
to die
what's-
on, this is not one of them.
What's the next list thing on the list? to
Okay,
discuss?
so yeah, we've got Radical City in Sonic R.
There's not much there. There's just like a little back alley that it replicates a pinball table. That is it.
The reason
I just thought it was a good note there.
Nick, the reason I didn't include things like the advanced games is because we have few memories of them, so we have little to talk about. So then you're like,
I play
oh,
the
do
game every
Radical
year."
City from Sonic R. It's like, there's nothing to fucking talk about.
All right, calm your tits down. Like I jumped in the conversation. And you're like, is there anything else? I was like, oh, Radical Highway might count.
I am not dying on a hill when I say Falling Down's a good movie. Fuck
Shut
you.
the fuck up. Who cares?
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Sonic Adventure Casinopolis is next.
Let's see. Yeah, let's actually get to the one we actually want to talk about because that
I like
I feel like that
Casinopolis.
might be divisive. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about that.
I'm mixed. Yeah, I'm just gonna start off by saying I'm mixed on it. Like,
When Sonic Adventure 1 Casinopolis,
yeah.
it's my favorite use of pinball in the Sonic series.
I think I actually have to agree with Wayne on that one. I
Yeah, I mean,
I
they
have fond memories of that level, and every time I go back to it, I enjoy just exploring it.
they have the jazzy music in the casino is amazing in and of itself.
I agree.
It has two really fun pinball tables with their own neat little mechanics. The Knights one, you could just like go into a little freaking rabbit hole with. It's so cute. And then the music is fantastic in both of the tables as well. You can spend as much time as you want to in there, including just skipping the pinball tables altogether, just going down into the sewer and collecting rings to progress through the level that way.
How do you
If-
go into the sewer though? Because I've only been able to do that by dying on the pinball tables, meaning you can't skip
That's
it
how you do
altogether.
it.
But then,
Yeah, you enter a pinball table and then you just immediately let all your balls just go down the drain. If you don't have 100 rings when you lose all 3 of your balls, then you just get straight down
Oh, so
into
it's
the
if you
sewer
have
where you
100
fucking
rings.
belong because you're shit.
it's if you have 100 rings. Okay, I get it.
So my only complaint with Casinopolis, because going back to it recently, is like I still don't feel the physics themselves are quite there, but it's far more controllable than another game we're going to talk about a little bit from now. Just in terms of the overall design, I think this is why I still go so hard for Sonic Adventure, because yeah, there's a lot of crazy ideas thrown in here, but they still went so fucking hard on so many different wild ass elements.
Yeah,
Where-
they just work.
You have this cool lobby area that's just fun and it's neat, and it teases you because like if you pan the camera around, which is something you did because 3D was real cool back then, you got teased with all this crazy stuff up above, which you can explore with Knuckles later. But like, and then like you go into the pinballs, and it's not just flat out pinball; it's pinball with its own unique set of rules. Like Wayne was saying, like you can do your classic like casino kind of shit with the Sonic theme one, which has like all the classic designs in there, which was cute. And then just like the love they still had for Knights, still trying to sell you on Knights, like just building in the rules into that, like it could work as its own pinball machine separate from the game itself, which was just incredible. And yeah, it really made you want to like really collect all the cards and match them up and play cards and all this cool shit, and then collect all the idea orbs. I fucking love it.
It's a fun set of smaller mechanics in a larger game, and that's
And
kind of
not
like
only that- sorry, it was just real quick.
Go
The
on.
last thing, just the last thing I want to gush about was like, yeah, the gutter trash area where it does like it's like, yeah, this is where we throw you, which like I think is just a very telling thing. It's like, yeah, it's all glitz and glamour, but like here's what we think of you if you can't win money in our casino, and it's also like it's
You
also this
garbage.
really fucking way to be like, look, there's a proper Sonic level in this if you want it, but we'd still like you to try out all this stuff that we put so much fucking effort into. So it's a nice compromise. Casinopolis is just one of the best Sonic levels in my opinion. I think it's incredible. It's just so fucking layered.
There's all kinds of things in there that you will remember by the time you leave. Like even little things like Sonic showering. It's just a weird.
It's very wholesome.
It's just a weird thing added to it, but you remember it when you leave. And like if you're playing on the Dreamcast version, the giant girl that's easier to see when you're playing as Knuckles than anybody else. Like just weird. There's little weird stuff peppered through that level that I love, like being able to blow up all of the little casino machines to get those piddly amounts of rings that pop out of them.
Just so fucking good. So fucking good.
So, I guess I'll give my reason for being mixed on it. I think all of the positives you guys mentioned, I do actually agree with. I think there is a lot to love about the stage. The thing for me is, the first time playing it in, like, a long time is a lot of fun. Like, it's like, we're going into this casino, you can explore it and stuff. I love that stuff. It's when I'm doing a replay of Sonic Adventure nowadays or something, I tend to get to casino episodes, oh, fuck me, we gotta do this again, alright. Now, the reason for that is, as you guys say, there is the sewer level, but it can be one of those things where it's all going fine until you fucking get hit by one of those fucking spiked boulder things, and then you come out the other end and you gotta do it again, basically. I don't like that in this game, you're suddenly stopped dead by a collection quota. I would say the way of fixing this would be a third route, or a fourth, I don't know, another option, basically, where you get a conventional Sonic level, and it's not like a trash thing, it's a conventional Sonic casino level, something more akin to like a 3D casino night. This is like if they were to do like a remake or something, like have that option in there, and you can just play it as a traditional level, because even though you've got the sewer option, you still have to collect enough rings to get out of the casino. And sometimes it takes you a couple of playthroughs in order to get that. The best way to do it is just to get good at the pinball, really. But like,
the best way to do it is go through the sewer. Sewer has a shit ton of rings.
it does, but
You
it
can go
also has a
through
shit ton of things that can take those rings. Now,
Yeah, that's the risk reward. Like you can get it done like 2 minutes if you wanted to, but like, I love it.
I
It's
would rather
brilliant.
just have a regular death. Like, I'd rather just have a regular level, to be honest. But like, yeah, that's kind of how I view it. Is like, yeah, I get to that stage now, and I'm just like, oh man, I want to get back to like the proper stuff, Like, it's something where I think it's a very well designed level, but it's a little replay unfriendly in my opinion. But again, that's just how I view it. I don't look forward to that one. That's always the stage I look forward to the least on my Sonic Adventure playthrough.
Fair enough. I love the creativity. Sorry, go ahead, go.
I think it's like, I don't know. It's kind of cool, but I don't like how it's too much in the middle. Like, so, like Casino Night, there were pinball elements, like, sprinkled into the level design. And then you have something like Sonic Spinball, where that is a game that is a bunch of pinball tables, basically, right?
Right.
This doesn't really incorporate the pinball mechanics into a stage. It's pretty much just pinball.
It's like a hub world with mini games in it.
Yeah.
I agree with Gil on that, like, personally.
And it's also very instead of it being pinball mechanics built into a stage, it's just pinball tables.
And like I was saying before too, like the physics still feel like when I was revisiting it just a few weeks ago, I was still like, the physics themselves could be a little bit better than what they are on the tables themselves. I love this. I was hoping we'd have a nice debate with this one. That's exciting.
It's not the
That's
only
cool.
level, actually, with Sonic Adventure where I dread it. The other one is that stupid fucking temple level near the end.
Oh my
love
god, I
Lost
love that
World.
one too, though.
I hate
Lost
it.
World's fun.
The reason why is it could be such a cool fucking level, but that snake thing and the fucking camera is just fucking bad. Like, the camera controls are bad in that game, and that snake requires a bit of camera control, which isn't given to you. So you kind of have to have a lot of, like, fucking intuition when it comes to that stage.
Well, I'm not saying it's perfect by any means. Yeah, like that was very frustrating when they re-released Sonic Adventure. Not even just on the 360. I'm thinking of the GameCube one too, because they didn't really fix the camera controls at all. And just a couple years later, yeah, moving the camera to the second thumbstick, that was just a given at that point.
Also, is it just the DX version where sometimes you can be shining the light directly on the fucking mirrors and it still just doesn't fucking register?
I've never had an issue with it, so it might be.
Yeah, I found that's been a problem on, like, the PC and Xbox versions. I don't know if that's in the Dreamcast one, but, like, that is something I had a massive fucking issue with at one point, was just, like, you have to get it to the exact right pixel in order for it to pick up, and it's like, god damn, it's a guessing game.
I can't say I've ever had that problem.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's not there though. So that's interesting.
Nah,
That's
I
a
don't
very-
know. I'd rather just shame Pup.
I just have a hard time not praising the creativity of Casinopolis, but I'm not going to disagree with the critiques you two brought to the table there. I think those are very interesting perspectives, and I can't disagree with them because in terms of like the marriage between pinball and platforming is what Sonic, that's what they built Sonic to be, and they don't really show that too much in this game. They make it a separate thing, as Gilly said, and Pup, like you were saying there too, like I like how layered it is, and I like how many options you have, but I still remember back then, like, yeah, I kind of wanted a proper 3D casino night at some point, which we got in our next game, kind of.
How to make it even fucking worse? I mean, okay, the first act, okay, right, full transparency, what we're talking about here is there is Casino Park and Bingo
Oh shit!
Highway.
Be right back. Oh, hold on, 1 second.
All right, Sonic Heroes, just so everybody knows.
Sonic Heroes,
Sonic
yeah.
Heroes.
So
Casino
this is
Park.
going to be one of the few times that I'm positive.
Casino Park I'm actually okay with in general. I think that one's fine. I do think that the pinball physics in Sonic Heroes are dookie. I mean, the physics in Sonic Heroes full stop, in my opinion, are dookie. The acceleration's just fucking all over the place. Casino Park gets off fine. Bingo Highway gets off fine if you're on the upper path, which is doable, but I think, yes, having an upper path be more fun than the lower path is fine. Having the lower path be pure shit is not. And Bingo Highway's lower path can completely go fuck itself deeply with the sharpest fucking object it can find.
So upper half being good, but the lower portions being terrible isn't good. Do you mean Aquatic Ruin from Sonic 2?
I would play Aquatic Ruin 50 times over on the lower path before even completing the lower path once on Bingo Highway. It takes that fucking long.
I mean, I don't even like turning on Sonic Heroes, so I'd have to go there. But
I feel like, God, am I the only one that likes this game?
yeah,
Yeah,
Fuck
the
you.
game sucks. but it's
You just
fine.
did the fucking Sonic Unleashed argument. Laugh.
Here's what breaks my heart about Heroes. I don't hate playing through it, honestly. It's actually grown a little bit more on me over the years. Didn't like it when it first came out. What breaks my heart though is like I really love the aesthetic of Bingo Highway, and it just, man, like I'm gonna probably talk some shit about the pinball and Frontiers, but it's never been worse than it was on Bingo Highway. That is egregiously offensive. It's so shitty.
So I think I can agree that like Bingo Highway is probably the lowest that Sonic pinball mechanics have ever been. But I also the more times I play through Heroes, the more I like it and I hate it.
That's okay. That's completely okay.
Like when I was over at your house, Nick, and I was doing the whole Team Dark playthrough, I actually really enjoyed my time
Cyrus,
on Bingo
this
Highway.
is a safe
Good.
space where you can air your shit opinion. No, no. To be fair, I remember when we had the original Sonic Heroes discussion on one of your live stream series, and you were like,
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna play Sonic Heroes, and I'm gonna show you. And I was all like, oh, okay, here we fucking go, Bingo Highway. And you managed to beat Bingo Highway in like what, fucking 5 minutes or something. I was like, what the fuck just happened? I was like. He took the upper path. That's what fucking happened. The thing is, the upper path then has those shitty dice platformers, which are just not designed for the fucking on-ground physics that Sonic Heroes has. So again,
I mean,
I'm still being
but the
generous
dice-
when I say the
But the
upper
dice
path is better.
platformers the dice platformer stuff is fine if you just go in with fly mode.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Is like, shut up. You know.
It's me to actively engage with the game's core mechanics, and fuck that. That's too much effort.
Yeah, fuck Sonic Heroes in general. You know, I think it's actually an alright game, but still, fuck Sonic Heroes.
I really love the aesthetic of that game. I really and truly do.
The thing with Heroes is, I think it's so close but so far. You know, like.
That's
I think-
that's Sonic for you, baby.
If you had the adventure physics in those games, like the on-ground physics were not so fucking slippery and the acceleration wasn't so fucking scuffed, I would almost have no fucking complaints aside from the Bingo Highway lower path.
I feel like for that game, the only things I ever want with Heroes are a different way to get supersonic, the story being a little more polished as opposed to just like 10 minutes worth of cutscenes and a tiny bit of lore.
A Metal Sonic
Like-
boss fight that actually understands the point of Metal Sonic.
Yeah, it's almost like I did a whole video about that.
I agreed.
And then the only other thing is like I would prefer the adventure physics. I think the game plays fine with its current physics, but yeah, it's like running around on gelatin
Also,
in the original version.
make Team Chaotix fucking optional to get the final story, man.
Well, that's why I said like just give us a different way
Okay.
to get the final story, because I think Team Chaotix in that game isn't egregious at all if you can choose to do it.
I think
If it's a choice, then it's fine.
Team Chaotix
Right.
is
the
like
overall structure of the entire game, and it's a lot better.
Team Chaotix to me is like if you said we want Knuckles and Rouge treasure hunting levels back, but we're gonna put them in Sonic's levels, like with Sonic level design philosophy. It doesn't
Yeah, and
work.
it just-
Adventure
it doesn't
games
work.
built levels around that philosophy, whereas Heroes just fucking shoved.
And Wayne, I'm not asking for the whole structure of the game to be changed. I'm just saying like give us a different way to get Chaos Emeralds.
I was being an ass. Don't pay me any mind.
But
When are
I
you
have
ever
to
not
rebut.
being an ass. You are an ass.
when I'm not on the podcast,
It's true. You were nice in
Uh,
person. You were lovely in person.
Sometimes he's lovely in person.
Oh yeah, when he's not
I have,
visiting his cool old friends.
you guys are fucking idiots. I swear to God.
So, I mean, it sounds like we've once again deviated far and away from the actual pinball of Sonic Heroes.
Yeah. I mean, so has Sonic Team, so it's fine.
So, do you have any general opinions about how the pinball plays out in those levels?
So I think the pinball plays out fine, except for one thing: the camera angle. The camera angle that they use for that is way too zoomed in. I really wish that you could see more of like your lower path when using pinball. But it's very focused on letting you see like what's ahead of you higher, which I understand. The goal is to get further and further up the pinball board. I think the other thing there's this weird thing that Sonic Heroes does where characters always snap to you in that game, except if you're on the pinball board.
Noticed. Yeah.
Yeah, so like when you're on the pinball board, if you swap characters, you might finish the pinball and then swap to like Rouge to fly over something, and then suddenly you're back on the pinball board because Rouge never technically made it off the board just yet. That's a weird thing. That's a thing like you have to physically walk enough away for the game to recognize that you're no longer in pinboard state for it to snap all your characters to you. And if you don't do it in time, welcome back to the board. If you don't like the board, you're here forever.
Also, I just wanted to quickly jump back to Sonic Adventure a little bit real quick, because I think death pits in these pinball stages are really fucking unkind, especially if the level is mandatory. Like in Sonic
Well, you just fall
Heroes,
down into space.
yeah, in Sonic Heroes, like you have the fucking death pit, and you can fall in and die at Bingo Highway, and you have to do the whole fucking thing again. It's like fucking Bingo Highway. I would much rather it sent me down to a fucking sewer, you know? I feel
The
like
fucking British Donald Duck there for a second. Jesus
for
Christ.
every fucking pinball game where the death pits are, just give us fucking sewers instead.
I mean, that's kind of a thing that you could say about a lot of Sonic design. Just like if there's an instant die death pit, just give us something we have to climb up again.
I mean, yeah,
instead of-
I'll always.
That's pinball though, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
the gutters are bullshit. They're on every single pinball board. That's just how it goes.
We'll talk about another instance of where I'd rather have a sewer than a death pit, but like that's coming later down the line.
Just remember,
What is that?
If you want to do a dimps, don't.
I don't.
So if there was a ranking for pinball, I put Casino Night at the top. I'd put Bingo Highway at the very bottom. For me, like music goes hard, aesthetic goes hard. I like the general idea. I really love the idea of it because that level was what I was desperate for after Sonic 2. This is what I wanted to see in 3D.
Yeah, I agree.
But it fails so spectacularly that it breaks the game in half. Like the game's own mechanics doesn't know what to do with this section of the game. It's a fucking nightmare. I think it's an utter mess. It's a fucking disaster. So it's a piece of shit. Fuck it.
I can understand that opinion. I don't agree with it, but I can understand it.
You
Gilly.
should agree with it.
Gilly,
Look.
I don't think I've ever heard you ever talk about Sonic Heroes. Have you ever even played this one?
That game sucks.
Nothing but the highest class discussion here.
Terrible game.
I was just honest about it. That's why I love them. That's why.
And I don't know. I don't know how Ellis Mark loves that game so much.
This
I
is first fucking Sonic game. That's why.
every time I play through it, I like it more.
I find
So
the,
like Stockholm Syndrome.
It's a little bit like Stockholm Syndrome, yes. It's
That's the Sega way, baby.
I find even the core method of just like playing the game and moving around and interacting with the environment's appalling.
Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
agree.
Is not a fun experience.
Well,
I do find it
let's
funny
carry
when
on.
people are like, the physics adds to the challenge. Shut the
No.
fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
physics should
Shut the
never
fuck up,
unless you're
Mark.
playing
Shut the fuck
unless
up.
you're playing Getting Over It, the physics should never be part of the challenge.
Yeah, Mark, shut the fuck up.
The physics are part of the challenge when you're learning to master it, not when the game completely breaks apart and it doesn't even. There's no physics to follow in the pinball section. Sometimes they're
No.
smacked up and magnetized to a wall, and then vectors off, just
Victor.
flying off the stage. Whatever. I've died.
Find the
died.
computer room.
Because everyone splits apart. I remember dying one time because one of them just fucked off the side of a cliff, and I had no idea where they were going because I wasn't babysitting them. It's fucking ridiculous. It's
There's one thing I will say about the bingo and the pinball levels that I don't mind though. So I mentioned that like one of my complaints was that if your characters are still on the board when you leave the board, you might find yourself back on the board randomly because they don't properly snap back to you. There is one advantage to that system that I like, and it's that it technically gives you 3 balls for the pinball board every time. Because the likelihood of one of your teammates dying on the board without you directly controlling them is really low. So you get on the board and the team system basically gives you your 3 pinballs instantly. And whenever you die, if you're on the board, it just puts you back on the board with one of your 2 guys that's left. And if you finish the board, you get all your people back. So I do like that. That's a nice way of using the team system in that game, even if it's not really programmed perfectly.
Fucking trashy garbage is what it is.
At least I like things.
Well, next up we have a marginal improvement with Casino Street from Sonic 4 Episode 1.
If I was ever ranking them,
Is that
If-
the one at the bottom again?
Oh no, this is second from the bottom because Heroes exist. This
Damn
is
it.
just
Fuck you.
this is just a fucking affront to me because they just try to copy Casino Night and just gave us a worse fucking experience.
What I find so fucking
So
funny.
yeah, that's all of Sonic 4.
Yeah,
What I find so
100%.
fucking funny is that between like Casino Street in Sonic 4 Episode 1 and Casino Forest in Sonic Forces, which we'll get to, these games with their physics engines as they are were so bold as to put pinball style levels in there when their physics are fucking atrocious. But okay,
Yeah.
Casino Street. One thing I can safely say that I do appreciate about it is that all three individual acts in there have a different pinball mechanic take focus. I do like that, you know, the first act is pretty basic stuff. The second act is a bit more House of Cardsy, even though you actually do kind of lose the whole pinball stuff with that. And I mean, if you have the mobile version, the second act is literally a pinball game. So, you know, you don't escape that fucking problem, even with Sonic 4. But, then the third one is you still have pinball flippers, but you've now got these cannons that you launch yourself out of as well. I think that kind of diversity does make a small case for Casino Street, but at the same time, I think with Casino Street, you could redeem these levels quite a bit if you just had good physics. And that's the main problem here, is I don't think it's so much the stage itself. I would love to try this stage with proper Sonic physics and see what happens.
I'm gonna be honest, because I mean I guess I'm in the same boat as Nick at this, if this is the case, but I didn't totally hate Sonic 4, and I'm gonna be honest, I think it's a more fun game than Heroes. So that's what I have to say on that.
Hey, Cirrus.
Well, I'm in full...
This is all just ways of just being like, nah, fuck you. You're.
I
fuck
mean-
you, sir. Heroes is bad.
What I'll say is,
I'm just gonna like tie you to a chair one day and just like make you watch a video of me beating a copy of Sonic Heroes with a hammer.
what I'll say though,
That is, I would love that. It's not the completionist. Just, I'm gonna beat this game with the hammer.
We don't just
Every
beat,
video.
we don't just beat the game. We beat the shit out of the game.
I'm gonna be a good, nuanced boy and say, alright, I think all three acts of Casino Street are better than Bingo Highway. Bingo Highway can completely go fuck itself. Casino Park, I will be a bit more charitable and say, just on the virtue that we've never seen this stage style in 3D before, and it's acceptable, I will give Casino Park the edge over all of Casino Street. But Bingo Highway can completely fuck itself to death.
It's just more egregious because I want to love Bingo Highway. I go back to that. I still go back to that game. Not often, let's be real. But like every time I go through it, like I want to love you this time. Because this is just what I've been waiting for 3D Sonic was that level, and they fucked it up so completely. And it's frustrating to put Sonic 4 above it because it's just it's a playable game. It's a totally acceptable game. It's just a lesser experience from shit we got many, many years ago. And if you're bringing it back, why bother?
I would
It's
like
just
to go to the little hard drive, the little WD hard drive that fucking Sonic Heroes was made on, and eat it because of fucking Bingo Highway.
I'm gonna say this though. Act 3 of Casino. What the fuck is the fourth Sonic 4's levels called again?
Oh, Casino Street.
Thank you. I really like the music for Act 3, which is not something I have to say about most of that soundtrack. But it's just got a nice chill vibe to it. I really like that one.
I also like that Act 3 is subtitled Casino Climax, and that made me laugh when I was like 15 years old and Sonic 4 just came out. It still makes me laugh
say
today
that.
just
I don't know.
because I know I found it funny back then. It's one of those things.
I was gonna say, you say that like the same thing wouldn't make you laugh now.
It would make me laugh
Yeah.
now purely because it made me laugh then. Like,
Jesus, it's so weird. I started this podcast lukewarm on Heroes, and the more I engage with all of you, the more I like it, and I think it's actually spite, and I think that's unhealthy.
Well, that's a simple
But-
psychological thing. Is like you're gonna push back against opposing viewpoints harder, the more hard the opposing viewpoints are. So the more I say, fuck Bingo Highway, Bingo Highway's a piece of shit, and if you like it, you're an idiot, the more you're gonna like it. So you should thank
the more
me.
the more
You should-
times I'm going to bring you into a call with me and go, "Hey, pup, do you want to watch me play through all of Sonic Heroes?"
Yeah,
again?"
but the second I start playing
that's
it,
happened twice now.
the second I start playing it, things will be different because then we'll be talking about why Bingo Highway sucks.
I just think it's weird. Like, you've had to sit there and watch me play through that game twice now because I went through with Sonic when we had the initial debate, and then I went through Team Dark when I was over at Nick's house with you. So
No, the problem with your method is you're like, I'm gonna turn you around on this by making me, a guy who's already enjoying it, play it in front of you, as opposed to I will sit by you while you play it.
You see, the problem with you is words. Words lack the parameters necessary to accurately describe how I feel about you. But maybe this will help. Every night, I have a recurring dream. It's you, sleeping in your bed. And it's me, with a pair of garden shears. And I rip that dumbass nose right off your face. And when your daddy comes over, trying to get it back, 52 trucks fall from the sky and land directly where he's standing. One day, it'll happen.
So you like Bingo Highway then, Wayne?
What the fuck was that?
If anybody gets that reference, I'm really proud of them.
What is that from?
Don't worry about it. Someone in the
I'm
comments
worried.
will know.
Don't worry about it.
I'm very worried about it.
I'm less worried now that I know it's a reference, but I was actually with you all the way as if it were your own original thing.
I mean, is it from Falling Down, the hit movie directed by Joel Schumacher, starring Michael Douglas?
Why are we
I guess
here
if there's-
again?
I guess if there's trucks in it,
There is a truck in it. It gets blown up, I think.
good.
There's that bit where he like aims a bazooka down into like the sewer,
Fuck!
and he's like, "What's wrong with the street?" And then he shoots it, and it comes out and it blows up like a crane or something. And he's like, "I didn't think it would do that." The kid teaches him how to use the bazooka as well. It's really wholesome.
Oh wait, I've actually seen that scene.
It's a good ass fucking scene. In a
What's the
just
next
want-
game?
I just watched RoboCop for the first time last night.
Sonic Generations Casino Night DLC. I've also
Eh.
got the 3DS one in there, but it's separate, so we'll just talk about the DLC first.
I don't remember hating that. I just thought it felt like pinball.
When it came to
I thought it was lame pinball.
I like have accepted that it wasn't going to be necessarily a proper Casino Night level simply because we've already got, Chemical Plant, you've pissed your bed, now lay in it. But with the Casino Night DLC, what? my expectations were for what it was advertised as. The thing is, I think the pinball physics are much better than that of Sonic Adventure or any of the ones that came before it, excluding the 16-bit ones. And I like that you can play it as both classic and modern Sonic. I like that there's a reward for taking the little higher bits, getting the barricade thingies down. I don't know pinball terminology. And you get to see more of a 3D view and stuff. I thought for what it was actually pretty good. And the music! Holy shit, the music, really good.
Yeah.
That is just how it would sound if it wasn't on a 16-bit sound trip.
Yeah, and they reused it again for the 3DS version, which, for what it is, for this quick little nod to Sonic history, considering we already had a pretty... I mean, I guess even back in the day we were saying, we want more stages, but, for what it was, I thought it was okay. I think I would have preferred a proper Casino Night level, and that's the biggest, problem I have with it. It's I didn't really want that on the 3DS version. I wanted that in the proper console game. But for what it is, it's a perfectly fine little pinball experience.
I still think we're yet to see the casino stage in 3D done right, but it was fine for what it was. Missed potential, I would say, but It's fine.
But again,
we actually.
but again, though,
go on.
for when you consider like this is Sonic Team, and they're using the same shit they've been using for 11 years.
At the end
And
of the
they
day,
still did pinball better back then than they did recently, but it's fine.
Yeah,
we'll get
it's
there.
fine.
We'll get to it. So
we'll get to it.
moving along, we've got Sonic Generations Casino Night on 3DS. Now, I'm gonna be honest, like, a lot of the appeal for me with Sonic Generations' classic stages was getting to return to them in 3D, getting to play these games the way I imagined them, and it wasn't just like graphically 3D, it was getting to go forward as opposed to the right, basically. So, Sonic Generations 3DS already lost a lot of that X factor just going into it. The first act is obviously just a recreation of Act 1, and again, it's just like, hey, you can play this thing like never before, with new graphics. Okay. Then the second act just doesn't compare, you know? Like, you're doing boost and stuff, but it just, again, it doesn't compare, man, like, in my opinion. But what do you guys think?
I like Generations 3DS, so
You're fucking
Oh,
wrong.
I-
You're fucking wrong.
I like
never finished
Generations.
it.
I like Generations 3DS as well.
I think it's
I like-
serviceable, but the level design is fucking dookie. Like,
I mean,
I-
so
I-
the-
I think a lot of 3D Sonic's level design is dookie.
yeah, but this is
I got it.
particularly fucking dookie. This is like dimps on fucking steroids.
No,
I
it's
got it.
not.
I got to that, like, yes, it fucking is. I got to that level, I forget what it's fucking called. Is it Radical Highway?
Radical
One of those
Highway
things
on the
where you play-
3DS is a fucking
Yeah.
abomination.
That is one of the worst fucking things I've ever attempted to control in my entire goddamn life, and I want every copy of that game all rounded up into a fucking pile so I can personally pour them all in Rosinol and set them ablaze because of the atrocity that was that fucking level.
You're spending
Fuck
too
3DS
much
version
time.
of
You've
Generations.
been talking to Cirrus too much.
I hated that. I sold the game after after that. I never finished the 3DS version. That is one of the worst things I've ever experienced in a Sonic game.
Generations
I like
3DS is...
Generations 3DS.
I think it's okay.
I think a lot of Generations is kind of fucking boring, but
Fucking,
that's just me.
Fucking 3DS version of Generations is fucking... I don't get
thought
it.
it was fine.
I don't get the philosophy behind it though. I don't get why they chose the levels they chose. I don't know why they didn't commit more to doing handheld stages, given that they had some Rush stuff in there. I don't know why they went out of their way to make modern and classic Sonic as redundant as they fucking could by making modern Sonic 2D and giving classic Sonic a homing attack. I just don't fucking get that fucking game. And then it's just like, oh yes, we're going to recreate Act 1 exact. That's a new game for you, right? That's something you've wanted. And then
I mean, didn't they do the exact same redundancy in like Forces?
they didn't have
Yeah,
the
like I was
exact
gonna
same
say, like,
layout,
like,
did they?
green, like what
do you-
ogged my mind, like I thought it was an okay enough game. I don't disagree with any of those issues. I think it falls apart in terms of level design when they don't have the original Sonic Team 2D levels to work off of anymore.
Yeah, it was like
I think
when
that's
they
very
weren't
fair.
working on that, suddenly the level design became absolute toilet.
Just
I-
literally falls off a cliff. But like that game is what I expected the people that made Sonic Forces. Like that's the game I expected them to make.
Also,
do
Gil, to be
love
fair, Gil,
do-
I didn't defend Sonic Forces, so when you say you can accuse Forces of the same thing,
I
yeah,
just-
you can.
I don't understand how people rag on Generations 3DS for like level design and stuff, and be like, oh, it's bad Dimps design, and then praise shit like everything else Dimps has worked on.
I don't praise...
I
like,
certainly don't
the-
praise everything else Stims has
the
worked on.
only
People
one that
typically-
I'll give a much fairer crack is Sonic Rush Adventure, because that one is nowhere near as reliant on bottomless pits and like just straight paths.
Rush Adventure is less egregious.
Yeah, Rush Adventure's much better, but like Sonic Rush, I do like that game, but I'm not part of the crowd that would deny that, like, for example, fucking what's it called, like Velocity Limit or something, fucking the one that's in the sky is a fucking pain in the fucking dick with bottomless pits.
I do love the one comment we just got that says, "Why would you ever want to play the same level again with significantly worse physics?" And oh boy, do I have some things to tell you about cyberspace. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's spoilers, like, and we keep talking about. I think it's apparent because we're on Sonic fucking 3DS right now. We once again have fucking Casino Night, but worse.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, Casino Night again.
I'll be honest, I don't think Act 1... I'll be honest, while I think it is redundant, I don't think Act 1 of Casino Night in Generations 3DS is any worse.
I think it's fine. I still think the original physics are better, but like I still have a fun time with both acts. I'm gonna put both acts on there.
You've got to
I
show
have-
me how the physics are so different. I don't see any discernible difference between classic Sonic's 3DS physics and the originals.
3DS did do two things that I liked. They brought Mushroom Hill back.
Yeah, I like
and
that.
Me too.
Jesus fucking Christ, they turned what was already a pretty good boss track in Sonic 3 and turned it into a fucking F-Zero song.
You ain't fucking kidding. Yeah, that shit
It's
fucking
so
slaps.
good.
Yeah, baby.
I think my favorite part of 3DS still is the redone BioLizard fight.
I was gonna
actually-
say,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah,
better
yeah.
boss fight than the original. Yeah.
That boss fight works so much better in 2D than it did as 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we've never seen a recreation of Launch Base Zone now that I think about it. Because, like, we had the big arm boss, but, like,
Music.
Launch Base Zone, yeah, but then just use the fucking shitty one we heard in Origins, but remix it so it doesn't sound so shitty. But, like,
Well, I mean that's probably the reason why.
but that was something I said in my video on, like, recurring levels, is, like, in Sonic Forces, we've got Chemical Plant as the second level, serving as a launch base. Maybe you could use that other launch base you have, which also has lots of tubes full of liquid in it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
we never-
requires
we never-
two assets.
Fucking.
Stop
Yeah, that's
burping,
fine.
Oh, no,
Haley.
wait,
Like,
we did.
if
You know what?
we-
I was gonna say we didn't get Sky Fortress again, but we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We've got it a couple
I-
times now.
I-
Like literally
I-
even the same bad nicks a few times.
Like, I'm always gonna advocate for just doing like original levels.
Same.
But if we have to keep nostalgia baiting with older stuff and like going, if you want to like reincorporate some older ideas, do ones that you haven't already done 15 times.
Yeah, I want that same excitement I got when Generations was coming out. Oh boy, I can't wait to see this thing that I'm very familiar with, but in a new perspective.
I just
That'd be
see,
fun.
Yeah.
I see absolutely no downside to them just committing to entirely new levels and just leave it at that. I mean, on the bright side, Mario Kishimoto has learned the lesson that we Sonic fans hate the old games and don't want to see the levels come back.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't either.
What can
hope
go
that-
wrong?
I hope that was just poor translation.
I think it
but,
was.
yeah,
I don't.
Kishimoto.
I don't think.
So,
I
probably
don't.
Not.
I don't think he's stupid to get to where he has in his career. He's not a fucking stupid fucking idiot. He'll be fine.
Well, I've played those games. I don't know about that, but
So I don't think he's stupid.
I wouldn't say he's stupid.
I do think that he's I think he's prone to misguided decisions.
I know, but I'm
I
gonna
don't
say
know,
this:
man.
you
Se-
would.
Sega and Sonic Team have gotten to the point that they got making a lot of really stupid ass decisions.
But I'm
so-
gonna say this as well, though. Like, to take from it that people don't like old levels, full stop, wouldn't just be a misguided decision. That would be, are you actually fucking stupid? But
Yeah,
like,
because it's not that we don't like old levels, is that we don't want you to constantly drag us back there with no
It's not
reasonable alterations.
but I'm gonna be honest. I can
not
still see no downside to us just committing to brand new levels going forward because that's how it always was. You know, there was no point when we picked up like Sonic 2 and 3 and we're like, oh boy, I can't wait to return to that place. Nah, just new levels.
a lot of it depends on the team that's working on it. Like Sonic Mania is a good example. We go back to that one a lot, but man, the best parts of that game are all the original content.
Exactly.
Now I don't know how I feel entirely about this particular team working on completely original, like more linear 3D Sonic levels. If it's gonna be like Forces again,
all they have to do is take their art team and let them be artists.
But also, in
That's
fairness,
all it's gonna take.
in
I
fa-
promise you, they have ideas.
in fairness, Wallace, as
Yeah.
well, I think the majority, if not all of the stages in Oranos Island had original level design layouts, and they were some of the best ones. Like, that city level that they showcased, with loads of alternate paths and stuff, that's an
that
original.
one was fun.
That's
I
entirely
like that one.
That's entirely
Yeah.
original. So, like, I think
See, I
there's
could do-
promise.
Yeah. I could jive with some more stuff like that. I do also think that there's still plenty of potential for like a lot of the open world stuff. And if we're still talking about like pinball, like you can do some really neat things with almost like a like an Eggman City sort of thing, but with a bunch of pinball mechanics all in it. And they're kind of taking advantage of how to incorporate that on a much larger scale. I think that would be really interesting.
As I've mentioned as well in the previous episode, Kishimoto did say he wanted to open up the cyberspace analogs as well. So it's like, yeah, let's see where he's taking it. Let's see where he's taking it. Okay, so have we said what we want to say about Generations?
Yeah.
We did miss one, and I know I think we've been back and forth on. I'm assuming you've just kind of decided no handhelds. I do think that we really should at least mention the Pinball Party game.
That's actually on this list. I don't know how we skipped that.
Yeah.
I haven't
So-
actually played Pinball Party.
I
so
haven't
don't
played
I
it either,
can't
so
give
anyone
much.
that has, just drop your thoughts, I guess.
Pinball. Okay, so Pinball Party. I need to finish Pinball Party. That game's hard.
Game's real hard. Game's
Yeah.
super fucking hard.
Second
But it's
table
pinball.
in, and it was already like feed my teeth to me. I was having a
It-
hard time with
The
that.
story is insane. It's just Sonic's friends are put under an evil spell, and to fight Sonic, they face off pinball.
Yeah, it's just weirdly demanding. I need to play more of it because I didn't get super far the night that I was streaming that game. It was interesting, but yeah, I was shocked by like how much of a challenge that was.
Here's the thing about it that I think a lot of us aren't really talking about, because we're talking about pinball levels, and I think it's ultimately to get to the point of talking about Frontiers. But I after obsessively playing that 98 Godzilla machine at Bagfest, I was reminded pinball's fucking hard. It's really, really, really fucking hard.
Yep.
And I think that's where Spinball and Pinball Party are the most honest with pinball. It's a mean fucking game, no matter what board you're playing. There's always a chance you're going to lose, no matter how good you are at flipping the flippers. There's usually enough space between them that if it lands just right, you can't do shit about it. Or the gutters, nothing you can do about the gutters. And Pinball Party is just straight up pinball. It is the most honest ass pinball physics, I think, in any of the Sonic games, because that's the whole point of it. And it's real good, but it's real fucking hard.
Yeah, skill's always going to have a place in pinball, but like you do still have to go into that knowing that a bit of luck is also definitely a factor you have to look out for.
Yep. Absolutely. I want to save some of my thoughts about modern pinball games until we get to Frontiers. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about Pinball Party. It's a cool fucking time. If you like digital pinball games, which I
It's just-
weirdly
it's-
am
it's-
into. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just I wouldn't have even included this one. I didn't even include it on like my video where I like covered all the Sonic handheld games, because it's like Sonic's in the title, but it's not a Sonic game.
Well, it still kind of is technically. Like, you're not playing
It's
him on the
technically,
boards.
but a bunch of the boards aren't Sonic boards, and it's not Sonic. Like, it's not Sonic pinball physics. It's literally a pinball.
Yeah. But there is a story mode where it is Sonic and his homies. So
Yeah.
kind of it's right there on the ledge. It's right there. But I thought
It's weird.
it's like Spring Yard, right? Just as there's an honorable mention more than anything else.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Yeah.
that then brings us to Sonic Lost Worlds Frozen Factory, which had a pinball, casino night style stage in there.
Yeah.
I don't know how well you guys remember this, and I'm not going to mention the 3DS one because, again, like I don't have enough recollection of that specific stage in the 3DS version. I don't know if anyone wants to comment on it quick, but like as far as I'm concerned, all of Sonic Lost World on the 3DS can completely fuck itself to death.
I still need to try the 3DS version of that game just for the
It
sake
is
of
just
it,
not
but-
a Sonic game. Like the vast majority of the game is things like push through into shit.
So it's not a Sonic. So it's like Lost World.
Well, no, the thing is, Lost World at least still has like a semblance of like actual Sonic in there. Like there's at least some levels where it's focused on like you run forward, you do some parkour, you do some stunts and stuff. With Lost World on the 3DS, it can be broken down to like sort of 3 act styles. You've got Act 1 will usually be you spend the vast majority, the entirety of the level as a wisp. Act 2 is just completely
Yeah.
fucking 2D. And then Act 3 is you push fucking vegetables into carts or some stupid shit like that. And there's no fucking camera control or anything like that. 3DS, I have no idea how there's people that say it's better than the console version. 3DS Lost World is one of the worst Sonic games. It made it onto my list of top 10 Sonic games. You know that worst is not a label I give out easily, but that game is fucking abysmal.
The best way I've seen
I don't think it's abysmal. There's definitely
I don't
worse.
think it's I don't think it's that bad. The best way I've seen it described, and I don't remember where I saw, but I've quoted it like 3 times throughout our run on the show. Is the way they describe it is so fucking the console game has better level design, and the handheld has better physics.
Yeah, but you don't
better
get to do
control.
shit all with it because you're transformed into
It's
a
just-
wisp all the fucking time.
It, but I don't think it's like this horrible, egregious, terrible thing. It's just not good.
For me, I could kind
It's
of...
not a good game, and it's not particularly fun.
I-
but it's not a game where I'm like, this is the worst. You look at all the. It's not like when people like rip Sonic apart for like bad Sonic games that control like dog shit and don't work. That's like not what this game
Well,
is.
no, technically it's perfectly sound. I get that, but like, here's one of the things is I almost said, oh, it just doesn't feel like a Sonic game. But to be fair, there are Sonic games I'd be willing to forgive for not feeling like Sonic games. The thing with this is every level in, I would just get progressively more frustrated. Every time I'd end a level,
Yeah.
I'd feel more dread for what's fucking coming next. What busy work do they want me to do now? What
Yeah, it's
frustrating,
just not a fun game.
unintuitive. And that's the thing is, you know that on my metric, on my standards, a well-made game that just isn't fun is going to come out lower than a poorly made game that I can still get enjoyment out of. Because I feel more like I wasted my money if I just don't get any enjoyment out of it, you know?
I mean, I understand that mindset, but yeah, I'm kind of with Gilly on this one. I really don't think it's that egregious.
I just want to have a good time, and that game gives me, like, the only bit of fun I had playing that game was playing the tutorial.
So see, here's the thing though, Pup, because I feel like that particular mindset you have with that game, I can just say the exact same thing about the Boom games on 3DS.
Yeah.
You can.
Yep.
You can. Yeah, no, absolutely. But, like, you know, when I defend the 3DS Boom games, it's generally more of a defense. It's not me saying you're wrong for not liking these. It's more me saying, please don't roll your eyes every time I say I like these.
But you like them, but they're not good. They're not good games. I
think they're
just
good.
the same way that but this is exactly how I feel about Lost World 3DS. They're not good games. They're not broken and horrible and the worst thing ever, but they're not good games. They're not fun games. They just exist and are functional.
See, I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day, fun and boredom and stuff like that, they do fall into more subjective categories than technical ones. So it's like, I think, you know, it's perfectly fucking fine and dandy if someone's like, oh, this technically sound game is a lot of fun, or this technically sound game isn't so good, or something like that. Or just, a technically unfinished
But
game
I'm just
like
saying
Sonic
that
06.
the metric that you're using to call Lost World 3DS a bad game is the exact same metric you're using to call the Boom games good.
Yeah, because I enjoy them, basically. Like,
Yeah, but
That,
that's
I just,
Okay,
I
so
think,
that-
I
so-
think,
so what we're saying is there
It is
is
worth
no-
stating that, like,
I play games for fun,
Uh,
is what I'm saying. I play them for fun, not to
what we're
not to
saying is
analyze
there's no objective metric there
the
at all.
quality
Yeah.
of it. Yeah, I'm not. But that's the thing is, I'm not saying.
you're going that game is terrible. It's bad because I don't like it.
But no, but at no point, and well, no, I can probably mention reasons why the platforming in Sonic Lost World on 3DS is very unintuitive. Because if it's frustrating, there's a reason why it's frustrating, you know? And it goes beyond the technical aspects. It can be the decisions made with the game. Now, in fairness, there may be people that say...
do you know what I'm doing right now?
What?
I'm changing the narrative in my head, you speaking right now, as if you're talking about the Boom games, and it's making the exact same amount of sense.
I mean, yeah, but that's the thing is, at no point have I ever said that my reviewing metric is anything objective. In that case, I wouldn't necessarily say good or bad. I would say high quality or low quality. Now, it's something where you can decide whether or not you feel like that's splitting hairs, but just like the way I will review a game on my own channel, for example, is I'll say, if this is what you want, if, you know, your idea of fun is this, and you like little exploits and stuff that can break the game in funny ways, then you might have fun experimenting around with Sonic 06, but it's not a high-quality product by any stretch. I had fun with it, though, so there you go. Like, at no point do I ever say,
I mean,
like,
06 I think 06 is a lot more fun than the 3DS Boom.
yeah, that's the thing, is, like, ultimately, I think the majority of people would rather hear if a game is fun than if it's well-made, because at the end of the day, you can buy a well-made game that bores you to tears, and then you've wasted your money, you know? You've wasted your money, you've wasted your efforts, you've wasted your breath. Whereas an exploitably bad game or something could end up just being worth the fucking price tag, you know?
This is the justification of the 3D Sonic fan.
Well, not really. I don't think that's exactly fair to
Just
say.
giving you shit. No, it's
Okay,
not.
all
Just
right,
giving you
okay,
shit.
yeah.
Giving you
Giving you
shit.
shit.
Sorry, yeah. Go ahead.
We could split hairs on this all day.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, there are times where I feel like I got to be a little bit less strict about us staying on course, but we have been deviating a lot.
Yeah,
when
so
we actually
I guess
got to the subject itself.
to summarize, you and I are the same in the way that we have our own styles that we won't change.
Thanks, Ian
I
Flynn.
felt
Thank you.
it coming, I felt it coming, and I just wanted to
So-
die.
No, but like,
Frozen
I
Factory!
kind of.
Frozen Factory is a casino stage!
I guess that's the thing, though, right? Does anybody remember it? Outside
I
of the
actually,
studio?
I
Sonny.
do.
Let's see what Sonny has to say about it. Whenever.
Yes, Sonny, where are you, Sonny? We're talking about Lost World, Sonny. Where are you?
I don't remember hating it. I just don't remember hating it. I
No,
remember
so-
just having a pleasant, chill time.
What
That's
I'll
all I
say
remember.
is, I think it's my favorite of the 3D casino stages, which is funny because Lost World can fuck a duck. But like, I thought, you know, it was actually alright. You know, like it's much closer to the Casino Night style than the previous ones in a way. It does still fall back on the whole, he goes through a door, suddenly now it's a pinball game on a board and everything. So it does, you know, fucking throw it into that category, but I think it does the best job at still allowing us a chance to run through a fucking casino area in a way a conventional Sonic game would. You know what I mean? Like, do you understand what I'm saying here? Like,
Sure.
I want to be able to run through a casino the way I would run through an ordinary Sonic game, with some casino elements. And Sonic Lost World, while it does default to going back on a pinball board from time to time, it at least offers me that experience as well.
Fair enough. Very well said. Does anyone have any actual, like, should we actually talk about Lost World any further from here, or can we all just
No.
admit
I
none
mean,
of us have played it?
It's a
Wow.
pinball.
No, I
thing, innit?
I played 3DS.
I'm
I've
talking
played
about,
it.
I'm now talking about just the console one. The 3DS
Oh,
one is
right.
like, push this ball around while these electric fields are going. And I'm like, no, fuck off. Fuck off. I hope you die.
No, I didn't play the console one.
Console one is worth trying, I'd say. It's got worse controls, I'd say that, but like it's just a better game overall.
Nothing about that game looked fun to me at all, and I've seen people play it.
It's worth noting it's also the most technically sound 3D Sonic game ever made.
Oh, wow.
See? Now your metric fucking fell apart.
How?
Just I love just the response. How?
You know what I want sometimes? Like, I do feel like, Gilly, like, we get into the conversation topics, and you're like, I got nothing to bring in here. But I would always listen to just you and Pup, even more than me, because me and Pup love to argue. I just love to hear you two yell at each other. That'd be a great show on its own. That's just the best.
Is this like when someone else? Is this like when you've got a really bad relationship, but somebody else is yelling at your wife, and you're like,
I still think,
yes,
I still think
cathartic.
a lot of us,
You want to yell at my wife, Goof?
like, Jesus Christ.
What?
We got stuff to unpack there, Surus, I think.
I have no idea what you're talking about at all, and I am not dropping anything into the back rooms.
I heard a Discord noise. So our new patrons, guys. Well, how much access do they have?
They
in terms of
can't. They
our-
can't see the back rooms.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
And if you are by any chance in there, get out. You know, you don't want to see this, guys.
The back rooms ain't for nobody.
So the
It's not even for us.
the next pinball stage we have is Casino Forest from Sonic
I
Forces.
love the aesthetic. I really do. I love the idea behind it.
I don't understand why we couldn't have more of that aesthetic in the 3D versions of those stages.
There was a pinball stage in Forces.
Yep.
That's. I think that's where the conversation ends.
The thing is,
I
in fairness as well, they do include some little nods and homages in the level design to fucking Springyard as well in the lower paths. There's some kind of cool stuff there.
Yeah,
But the level's lame and forgettable and crap.
it's a real cool game.
Also, look at the concept art for the Casino Forest, though. That looks so fucking cool.
Oi, oi, it sure would have been cool if it wasn't shite.
Now, Wayne, why do you want to work for Cracker Barrel?
What's that?
I barely remember that conversation because I was just so tired.
You were driving the car, and I was just in the back giving you a fucking job interview.
I was pouring every ounce of energy I had into one objective, and you were trying really hard to split it off into another one.
No, but you did
we
good
have to-
because you were being British, I was being American, and I was giving you a job interview for Cracker Barrel, and you were still giving fairly substantial answers.
So, like, I feel like we've told this before, but I really need to emphasize this because people don't understand. Like, Pup is this all the time.
He doesn't. Okay, so like you think sometimes like it would run out or he would like start running low on energy. No.
He doesn't stop.
Well, no, it did happen, though. It happened when we did the fucking video at fucking Fan Jam, remember?
Dude, you're just the Energizer Buddy from hell.
You don't understand. It's the end of Fan Jam. It was the end of Fan Jam. Do you know where this took place? This was after like Jesus Christ.
We'd been
This was
awake
after
for like
a
72
night.
hours, hadn't we?
We were awake for 72 hours. The three of us are dead, exhausted. Wayne is desperately trying to stay awake at the wheel, and you haven't stopped yet. And bless this boy's heart, in his delirium, he just goes along with the insanity of this weird sketch show that you're performing for nobody. And you guys just go back and forth, and it was the funniest fucking thing I'd seen in a long time.
That was at the beginning of Fan Jam because we were on our way to Georgia.
Yeah, but what I was saying was, at the end, like, we were like, okay, we're finally going to get this camera out, we'll finally do a video with the four of us in person, and that was where my energy ran out, and I became quiet as soon as
You
the
got
camera
so
was on.
Camera shy. It was adorable.
You know what it meant though? It meant that you were more quiet in the car for a little bit.
Briefly.
Not much, but a little bit.
It's just, I just appreciated that. I felt like I was dropping my kid off at a babysitter, and like the noise is still there, but it's focused on Wayne. I don't have to respond to nothing.
Also, finally...
I've said it before, but Nick, I don't know how you lived with that. I don't know how, and I don't know how you're still married.
I've told you this, Gilly. My wife loves Pup.
Oh, yay!
Adore-
Thanks, Ace.
Just adores him. It's fucking ridiculous. Thanks for doxing my wife, by the way, Pup. Thank you.
Wayne did it first.
You said their name multiple times.
It's fine. It's not any legal document. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But like, it's fine. But
It is funny though how like we'd be like driving home from somewhere and you'd be like, I'm so fucking tired all the time, and she'd just be enabling me. Or when you were cooking the Thanksgiving hot chocolate and you were just whisking it, and I was going whisk 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 whisk.
I wanted
every
to
time
kill
you
you.
whisked.
I wanted to
Hot
fucking
chocolate.
kill you.
No, because
Like,
every
Wayne,
time
what
I
you
went
were
in the
doing-
kitchen, you'd
what
be
you-
like, I am trying to cook. I didn't agree to have an audience. Get out of my kitchen.
Oh my god, it's amazing like how well you captured Nick's voice.
Wayne,
Yes.
what you experienced in the car, that was my life. That was everything I was doing.
Yeah,
You
and
chose
at
that.
the end of it, you were like, I'm gonna miss you, buddy. Come back anytime.
You know, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest, Nick. I spent a week with both of you. I think it was fine.
No, what was also hilarious though.
I don't give a shit what you say about anything, Cirrus. Your cat destroyed my glasses. Your opinion is null and
No,
void.
but what was also hilarious though was one time we were driving back from like Winco, having kind of a heart to heart, and Nick, you were like, I'm tired of living in a sitcom. And I was like, that's why you invited a sitcom character to stay at yours for 3 months. What, are you trying to boost your ratings or something?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh,
It
right.
was
Where are we?
Thanksgiving was fucking hilarious. I don't fucking care.
He was.
Where-
I just love
Whisk,
that
whisk,
the way you
whisk,
worded
whisk,
it.
whisk,
He was
whisk, whisk, whisk,
That's the
whisk,
thing.
whisk, whisk, whisk,
What he
whisk.
was doing to you, Wayne, like, it's just everything I was doing, just trying to make hot chocolate for everybody. He's like, oh, what are you doing? Are you whisking chocolate?
Do you remember the time I bought?
It's stupid, isn't it?
Do you remember the time I bought the popsicles? I was like, Nick, you'll never know where I hid the popsicles. And in the end,
Nick.
the answer was I hid them in the freezer where they go.
And he would never stop because most of my answers were just a death glare.
I put in like our text chat like the Riddler logo from fucking the Batman. Like, you'll never guess where I put the popsicles, Nick.
Let's carry on with this fucking show. What game are we on?
We
finally
are.
talk about Frontiers?
We're now talking about Sonic Forces' Casino Forest.
No, we already did.
No,
This
we
is me.
barely scratched the surface, man.
And there's barely anything there.
It's still worth it.
Okay.
All right, so
Is,
Well,
I don't remember it being-
seeing as how Forces is very surface level, I think we're good.
Yeah.
no, my favorite
I
thing
don't
about
think
it.
anything really worthwhile about it, but yeah, go ahead.
My,
Bob.
my favorite thing about it is there's a bit where there's a downhill incline and it continues on for a bit, allowing us just a nice chance to look at classic Sonic's physics. And if you just run on it, just forward, just going down it, he just drops and rises in speed constantly. It's ridiculous.
What a good game.
What a great game. That's my favorite part of that. And the bit with the triangle bumpers that go ping, and the fucking fucking round bumpers go bling, like from Casino Night that you said was bad, they bring that back. What a great fucking stage in a great fucking game. Which brings us to the ancient puzzle from Sonic Frontiers.
It's okay. It's not great pinball.
We missed one. We missed one.
What did we miss?
What did we miss?
Sonic Mania.
Oh, Studiopolis. That doesn't have bumpers though, does it?
No, it doesn't. But you know what does?
No, it not bumpers rather. Fucking flippers, flippity dippers.
No, but when they brought the game back out, they had a new bonus level.
Eh.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, they have pinball. They brought pinball. There's
What?
a little 3D pinball section in Sonic Mania.
I haven't played Plus. I didn't know there's a new level.
yeah! Wait.
Wait, no. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you talking about?
Sonic Mania Plus. They
Yeah,
got
yeah, I
rid of the-
forgot about that.
I
Yeah.
thought they just added like Mighty and the other character, and I don't give a shit about them.
Do you
so
have
I
a
haven't really
picture?
messed with the Plus.
Do you have a?
Wait, you haven't played as Ray?
I don't give a fuck about Ray.
Dude, playing as
He look-
Ray's
He
Oh
looks
my God.
stupid.
Physics
That's
are
so fun.
fun.
Oh,
Dude,
I've seen this now. Yeah, no, I know. what
Character
you're
design
talking
sucks.
playing as
I'm
Ray's
not-
fucking fun.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, Wayne. You're not better than this game. Fuck you.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I saw Mighty and Ray. I thought those were the extent of the extra content to Plus, and
about.
I didn't give a
No,
shit about
do you
either
not
of them.
research things? It literally has an encore mode, and like you can
Yeah.
play through the stages with a slightly different color palette, but you can also like. No, but you get a full.
I'm also the
You get a
I'm
full
also the
stage
kind
of
person
Angel
that,
Island.
Like, growing up, I never cared about playing as the other characters in the 2D Sonic games. I just wanted to play as
Ew!
Sonic.
I can't even listen to this. I can't listen to this.
No, Wayne, you get a fucking fully you get a fully playable Angel Island. You get a new Metal fucking Overlord style boss fight. You get like a fucking pinball game,
What
More like-
the fuck?
and you can swap characters mid fucking game with the encore mode until you run out of characters. It's fucking
When I was-
it's good, Mania Plus. It's
When I
really
was-
good.
I mean, I guess I have some shit to try out now, because like now that I've done my
Wait a minute, you
reviews,
didn't care as playing. Wait, did you not care about playing as Knuckles
Also, just a point.
in
he said
in
that
Sonic 3
he said Ray had a
when I
bad
was-
character design.
or Sonic
What is
2?
this?
When I
Sonic
was
2
a-
with Knuckles?
Ray's adorable.
I can answer all your questions if you shut the fuck up.
No,
Oh, I'm about to
no,
shut
I
the
think
fuck up
Ray's
forever.
adorable. A back credit card? You think Ray's ugly? What the fuck are you? God damn it! Ah!
So, when I was a kid, I didn't care about playing as the other characters in 2D Sonic games. Now that I've gone back in my retrospectives and I've reviewed the games and tried to look at all of the content, I have found that it actually adds a lot to the experience, and the additional characters are a lot of fun to play as.
Yeah, but my retrospective, but fuck Mania.
When Mania Plus came out, okay, so I muted Gilly. When Mania Plus came out, I hadn't gotten to that.
Does Wayne realize that it
Okay,
wasn't
I muted
me?
Gilly and Pup.
It was you. It was just as
point.
much you as it was
realize
me.
I hadn't
You did it
experienced
first,
that,
Gil.
that stuff, and gotten to that point by the time Plus had come out, and I didn't give a shit about Mighty or Ray, because Mighty I just didn't have any attachment to, and I think Ray looked stupid, and yeah, that was all that was to it. I enjoyed the main course of Mania plenty, and that's what I go back to replay, so no, I haven't experienced the Plus content.
I'm
waiting
no
for
dessert for me. I only want to make toast, no dessert. No, ice cream, no dessert.
Wayne, hold on. I'm sorry, Wayne. If you're genuinely irritated, I'm very sorry, because I would understand if you were. The voices are too funny. I can't help it.
The main course, not dessert.
Ray looks like a Bubsy character. Fuck you.
Wayne, do you like the cape from Super Mario World?
No,
You know what?
I don't like Super
know
Mario
what?
World.
You're a piece of
Whoa.
shit.
You not like? Okay, no, I'm not on board with any.
Super Mario Brothers 3 is more fun.
Oh,
Okay,
Mario- Mario 3 is
my opinions from
3
Screw Attack.
Mario 3 is the better game.
oh.
But
I also haven't tried Mario World in a long time, so I might like it more now. But
I gotta admit, though, I've never gotten the cape down. I've never had a good time with the cape.
I thought the cape was okay, but it's not something I actively go out of my way for. It's not more fun than the standard Mario gameplay.
I like the Tanuki Mario.
I'm gonna be honest. I prefer Tanuki Mario to Cape Mario, but I prefer Mario World to. Mario
you know
3.
what? You know what I can't stand and when everybody just refers to him as fucking Tanuki Mario now.
Fucking
It's
what?
not
As in, like, you know,
Tanuki-
you
it's
take
not
the little
Tanuki Mario.
the butt
It's,
flap.
you're
of
right.
the
It's
Tanuki
Raccoon.
He's
suit.
right.
He's right. It's
They-
Raccoon Mario.
They
It's
fucking
Raccoon.
retconned the whole game after fucking what's it called came out.
That's
3D
not
3D Land. 3D Land.
that's
Yeah.
not Tanuki Mario. That's Mario with a trophy room.
I just,
Isn't it weird, Gilly? Like, I was like deeply upset, like when 3D Land came out and like the leaf came back, and then it just gave me the full suit.
I
Like,
know.
want the full suit. I don't want the full fucking suit.
And I liked but you know what sucks about it is that the Tanuki suit was cool because it wasn't the raccoon suit.
Yeah.
It was like a better raccoon suit. But now they said fuck the raccoon suit, you just get the Tanuki suit.
And then you get it with a fucking handkerchief on later
Yeah.
When's the
on.
last time we saw like the little frog outfit?
That's a good question. That's a
When's
very
the last time we saw the boot?
boys, Frontiers.
I guess Mario Maker. Mario Maker?
All right, that
Yeah.
didn't work, did it? I gave it a good old go.
I
Right.
appreciate
Oh,
it.
hey, so
I'm
guys,
with you, Bob. I'm with you, Bob.
Frontiers though.
So
Let's finally talk about it. That's what inspired this whole conversation.
So-
And we haven't talked about
I was saying to
Yeah,
the boys.
Frontiers is a pretty good game. Let's end the show.
I was saying to the boys before the show started, imagine if that new third phase of the end comes out and you're just playing the pinball, except the pinball is the purple moon. You just chuck him about.
Considering that they already gave us a mini game for the fight, why not just give us more mini games for the fight?
the pinball drives me fucking crazy because like even at the end, like the
end?
the end fight, right? The shoot 'em up fight,
Oh, the
you still
cool
are
blue
prepared for
purple
that.
moon.
You're still prepared for that through different elements of the gameplay. Like even fishing does that for you for the quick time events in the I almost called them Titans, but whatever those fucking things are. Sorry, my throat is tickly from laughing too goddamn much. But like, there's nothing in the game that prepares you for the pinball, and it breaks my heart because I should never have to be prepared for pinball in a Sonic game. And it's passable, it's doable, but it sucks.
There's
It's
go on.
it's a really boring little pinball table.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible.
So
It's nothing. It's a nothing. It's just if you can get through it without fucking up and you're lucky, then it's like, okay, I'm done. At best, it's a waste of time and you got to get through it. At worst, it's a fucking frustrating slog. It's not fun. Like, even when people are like, oh, this is I like what do you like about it? What's fun about it? It's fun? It's fun for you? You like pinball? Because that's not pinball. Doesn't feel like pinball. The
pushback is always just not that hard. It's not
We're
fun.
not talking. It's just like the difficulty isn't the issue. The problem is how long you have to fucking do it and how enjoyable doing it is. And doing it and enjoyable it is not.
It's as deep as this thing we literally all forgot about, which was Mania Plus put this a low poly version of this as a little optional bonus thing, and even that plays better than this. It's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, to say even Mania plays better than the Sonic Team game is like not actually a big. It's not a big even, you know.
fair,
Yeah.
fair, but
Yeah, no. Fucking the pinball. There's a laundry list of reasons, and I'm gonna go through this. All right, reasons why it sucks. Okay, so when pinball emerges in Sonic games, it's usually because Sonic has trained you in some form to control a very pinball-like character. So it's like, hey, now we're introducing more elements to this, which is cool. Sonic Frontiers has physics, it has momentum, it has all these things, but what it doesn't have is pinball physics, like, at any point. Like, it does not have the friction values to make pinball work. Also, thank you to Proto Arts, a modder, for teaching me all about the importance of friction in Sonic games. But, like, yeah, there's way too much fucking friction in Sonic in Frontiers, and so that's not going to lend to any kind of pinball thing. So when we do get to the pinball, it comes out of left field, because we've not been playing as a pinball character, or anything reminiscent to pinball this entire fucking time. So that's already a bloody problem. The other thing, it's disillusioning to see the fact that the pinball now is just a green ball in there, and the idea is Sonic is playing on a pinball machine, rather than it actually being little Sonic rolling around. I kind of thought, that's a little redundant, but that's a cosmetic thing I can still kind of look past. The other thing is, the points limit is set a bit too high. Now, admittedly, getting the multipliers really helps this, but even then, it can be just bullshit trying to get to them because, again, the friction is set so fucking high that it feels like this pinball is rolling around on candle wax. And then, fucking, just, you get 2 balls to play with, and this game is mandatory for getting to the next part. And then you've got, okay, fine, the death pit in the middle, fine, you know, I can avoid the ball going down there, unless it goes down completely vertically, in which case there should be a failsafe, but there's not. It's the death pits in the side that can completely go fuck themselves, because if the ball is heading for those death pits, there's nothing you can do about, partly because, unlike Sonic Adventure, there's no option to shake the pinball board, you know, to get it moving away from that, which means that you can die a lot of times completely unfairly, and when you do, and you lose your balls, you have to start all over again. Which is a fucking pain in the cock, because it goes on way too long anyways. The pinball in Frontiers is everything I had the issues with Sonic Adventure's pinball, but made 10 times worse, 10 times less interesting, and fuck me.
There's nothing in it.
We could have at least gone to a sewer or something.
There's nothing in the fucking table.
It would have been alright if when we die we go to a sewer. I would love to see where the ancient shit. But like, no, nothing. You just ejected back out.
It is so fucking lazy that not only is there nothing in it, it's symmetrical.
What's also funny to me though is like in the grand scheme of things,
They couldn't even make it asymmetrical to change it up a little bit. They made half of a nothing pinball table and then doubled it.
the thing that's funny to me though is like there's all these problems, all these things they did fundamentally so wrong. In the end, it doesn't even faze me that much, but I will absolutely acknowledge that yeah, this was shit.
This is how I feel, because I beat it the first time, right? And I'm trying to say that my takeaway from it wasn't, that was fun. And it wasn't, oh, that was easy. I finished it and I went, I actually thought I wasn't gonna because I started getting kind of like nervous because I thought a couple times I thought I was gonna lose it, but I was like, when I finally beat it, I was like, oh, thank God I beat it the first time
Yeah, like if
because
you're
I
at
didn't
the
want
end,
to have to
and-
do it again.
if you're at the
I do
end of
love-
it and you're like, oh, I'm glad that's over, you know it's
Yeah.
not very good.
Yeah,
I do love how Sonic got at the end of that, and he was like, "Wow, it's interesting to see like how far back the love of pinball goes." And I'm just like, "Well, not good pinball, apparently."
It feels like we just played the beta version of pinball. How the fuck do you release the beta for pinball?
I hope the next one's better.
What's funny is that
I sure do.
What's funny is that fucking Daniel Barnes posted when they did the first gameplay review for Sonic Frontiers, where there's these puzzles where Sonic is walking along those squares. We should have had like these little pinball sections. And I completely agree. And then it's like, oh, we did end up with pinball, but it's shit. And it goes on way too long. And it's just riddled with problems. I'm gonna say this. I don't want to discourage Sega from doing Daniel Barnes' idea still. You know, just little increments, you know? Just tiny little increments. Don't throw it all at me at once. But also, my god, get it right. And if you're gonna do pinball in a Sonic game, do it in a game that has us equipped for pinball-like challenges from the get-go. Because Sonic and Frontiers, I love that playstyle to bits. Made it no secret that I love it. You know, I'll defend it and shit. And I will say, yeah, there are forms of momentum in there, but it's not fucking pinball. It is a far cry from the classic Sonic gameplay style that lent so well to pinball. This doesn't lend.
So the one thing I keep thinking about when Gilly brought up, hey, why don't we just talk about the history of pinball in Sonic games? I feel like the perfect 3D Sonic game will come when we have a 3D pinball level that makes sense.
It's almost like the ultimate litmus test.
I think so, yeah. I don't want them to get rid of pinball. I don't want them to take away from this like, oh, pinball is bad. It's no, like, hey, if you're
Sonic
copying
fans
so
don't
many
like-
elements,
Well, I wish that they could just incorporate it into something instead of it just being like, and here's the part where you play pinball.
yeah, and that is again, like as you both were bringing up, like that is a direct comparison with Sonic Adventure, and I mean we're far from the first to mention it, but like there are so many things, like Zelda aside, in terms of Sonic's history, it takes so much from Adventure 1, and I feel like here and in a couple other spots, it learns the wrong lessons.
Yeah.
Where it's like I kind of like talked in great detail about like how many different options you have to tackle Casinopolis, and even in the pinball itself, even if it is separate from the regular Sonic gameplay, it is still doing something unique. Like that's what I miss about Sonic Team is like there would be games within the games that were fun within their own terms, and I would argue that the Sonic and Knights pinball levels are fun within their own right.
I
if
agree
you're
with that.
down for that, right? That's not here at all. There's nothing creative about this. There's nothing interesting. It's very bland compared to even other basic Sonic pinball designs. And I think what really bothers me about it too is like, why here? Like Chaos Island is such a piece of shit compared to like what we played before that point. And then you open up a fucking volcano, and like you don't give me a cool ass like Red Mountain kind of level. You couldn't take that from Sonic fucking Adventure. You give us this.
It's so
Fucking
funny to me
ridiculous.
as well how it's like you've got the skydiving challenge, which is a pain in the dick. Like the slightest wrong move and you might as well just restart. And then you've got this fucking pinball, and you've got the island with the most 2D on it, and it makes you do all this kind of busy work. And behind all that is the best fucking boss fight in the series history. It's like, you make me work so fucking hard for one of the most cathartic moments in the fucking Sonic series.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really care if anyone agrees or disagrees with that. That's just my take.
No, always appreciate your takes.
No, you fucking don't. Shut the fuck up. You do not fucking appreciate
I'm
me.
trying to be a little bit
Nick,
nicer. I think I
Nick,
got to be
you-
nicer to Wayne today
Nick,
though.
Nick, I'm gonna be honest. You said that with like this upward inflection.
I
that
could
made it
hear
sound
the grit in your teeth
disingenuous.
as you were saying that. I remember when I was explaining momentum in Sonic Colors to you, and you fucking went, "But I want it to be like this!" while playing Sonic 3. I was like, "Oh, hey, oh, Tony, hey, where's the pepperoni, eh?"
Yeah, because it's like every day. It's like, well, this kind of counts. It's like you know what I fucking mean. Everyone knows what.
No,
everyone
we
knows
don't,
what
because
you
you're
momentum.
you fucking momentum boys. It's like, there's no momentum in this game. It's like, what you fucking should be saying is, why is it not the fucking focus?
This bitch here whines all the time about people being pedantic or just arguing over semantics and everything, and he just plays this game the whole time.
I like playing
Fucking
games
ridiculous.
because that is why I am on the Sonic podcast for the modern and classic age.
Oh my god.
I also like to troll.
Anyone have anything else to say about Frontier Spinball?
Yeah.
Well, what do you say, guys? Super chats?
Hell yeah, let's see how much money we got. All right, okay.
Hang on, real quick. I know, Cirrus, you probably have to get going, don't you?
I do actually.
Okay.
'Cause I have a 40-minute drive at the very least. Hopefully, traffic doesn't end up picking up between now and then.
Oh no, the skeleton has come for Surus.
Oh god damn it!
Oh no, Surus. Oh, your time is very limited. Do you have any last words?
Sonic Frontiers, good game. Don't pinball.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. You know, Kishimoto has confirmed that we are getting movement upgrades in the update 3. So I wonder if that's going to have any impact on the pinball.
I think I still feel like this might have to do more with the other characters more than anything else. But again, until we know for sure.
Again,
until
yeah,
we-
like translation's a factor as well. But from the way Kishimoto's worded it, it sounds like we're going to get options for like the spin dash and more momentum options in there. But it does lead me to the question of like, how is that going to be implemented? Is it like an option, or are you just going to completely uproot the gameplay of this game in a third update? In which case, is there any way of going back if we liked it better before?
Yeah.
A lot of mysteries. He's a mysterious man, that Kishimoto. I like him. I don't care.
But I mean, that's fine. I feel you. I'm excited that they're still going on with the game. They're not giving up on it
I think
because
like, regardless of results, these things always come down to a lot of different people. There's never any one person to point the finger at. And as far as I'm just concerned, mentality-wise, Kishimoto's kind of got the right mentality to it. He's got the right idea. So I'm just like...
I think, bluntly, I think like the only reason we don't have a finger to point at it is because we don't know the inner workings of what's happening there.
That's
I
the
think
thing
after
is, like, whether you point your finger at, like, Izuka or Kishimoto, it's like, can you tell me what it is a game director has to actually do? Or can you tell me what it is a game producer has to actually do?
Well, I think that's the thing though. Like I've been very blessed with this job to make more friends on the other side of things. And when I have more of those conversations, again, I'm not an expert, but like I have more than a couple of times now, like had friends be like, nah, dog, like you can pinpoint it to one person specifically sometimes. And not gonna tell any stories I've been promised not to tell, but like in my personal opinion, after we had Anthony on, and like I appreciate him being as blunt as he was about Asuka,
Who fucking
But, like-
cares about momentum?
but like I do think there has to be something said when you have the same leadership for as long as we have with this franchise. I'd be more curious to hear what the people actually making the game have to say. I appreciate Kishimoto being, upfront and having to be the face man, and I'm sure he's a decent dude. Like at the end of the day, they're just making video games. But like the people putting together the art assets, or I feel like there's a lot more story to this game that we still don't know yet, and I want to hear it from the ground level.
I
And
can't remember who said it, but I heard another cool point was like, look at the Sonic games that have come out since like Unleashed. Is like Unleashed and Generations are commonly cited as two of the best of like the Boost era, basically. And those ones
Sure.
are not Kishimoto titles, where the majority of the others, I think all of the others in mainline are Kishimoto's. But I don't know. I don't point fingers. I refuse to point fingers, and I just keep stum. I don't want to speculate much. But as it stands right now, for the things I can comment on, I do like Kishimoto's mentality. And I would definitely put fucking Sonic Frontiers in league with Unleashed. So, like, it works out for me just fine.
I think there are some limitations that are a little bit out of control in terms of like budget and other outside factors that Unleashed had going for it that Frontiers didn't, that I'd have a hard time arguing against that, because there are some obvious limitations here compared to Unleashed. But at the same time, gun to my head, yeah, I'd much prefer playing Frontiers over a lot of other Sonic games. That's still a pretty fun fucking time.
I recently went back to Generations, actually, and like it has to be said, muscle memory after Frontiers completely fucks that
It's hard,
game.
right?
It's really
Yeah, it's
fucking
really
difficult
hard.
now.
Yeah.
But also, I did notice, like, my god, like, they did wonders for the turning in fucking Frontiers.
I mean, they were so hyper focused. They only had like a handful of levels to work on. But goddamn, dude, like, yeah, it's not my favorite set of physics for Sonic, not by any stretch of the imagination. But they went so fucking hard for what they had there, and I really appreciate that. I really do.
As I said, I only ask one thing, and that is that they reduce the friction so that Sonic can't walk up walls. That's it. And that was really interesting, was like, yeah, just a response to one of my questions that this modder, who I mentioned earlier, had, was like, we can change, like, momentum and physics values all we want, but the friction values are locked behind a thing, so no matter what the modders do right now, we can't solve the fucking walking around loops thing, even if we do add more momentum-style gameplay. I'm like, that's very fucking interesting, because that is another factor to the physics that I never even fucking thought of. But it's like, yeah, that thing needs to be fucking fixed, in my opinion. I don't care if you just wouldn't do that. It's just, it just feels so wrong. So wrong. So sacrilege, you know?
Yeah.
Generations did that better. Like, I think Generations does things like that much better, whereas Frontiers does things like handling 10 times better. So it's like, it's a trade-off. It shouldn't have to be a trade-off, though. No more trade-offs. Let's get it right, you know? Super chats?
Super chats.
Super chats before I depress Nick into a lowly whisper. Just you hear less of his fucking voice box working with every comment. Okay, so Aiden F sends $10. Pup, you reminded me of something very important. Break out your turtlenecks, because next Tuesday is National Foreskin Day. Hell yeah! You ain't kidding, Aiden. Sorry, Gillian Wayne, you're just gonna have to sit off in the corner for this one.
What the fuck?
No pardon for you, boys.
Like, Wayne was just out of it for the last 15 minutes, and then we're forced back in with foreskin.
Sonic Foreskin.
I just wasn't.
Why isn't that one of our shirts? Probably because I would have scolded you about it. That's why.
You would have, yeah. You didn't like the fuck my wife shirt, so it was like the fucking intervention you and Cirrus held for me during that. Like, Pop, you can't go fucking putting you wanna fuck my wife on a shirt.
Oh God. Oh man. Well. Okay. Next up. Zagard Lagan with $5. Wait, there's a Patreon? Yes, there is, Zagard. We do indeed now have a Patreon, and we will go over all of the tiers and all that stuff again at the end here. But yeah, we do now have that up. So, and again, thank you to everybody who's been pitching in. We've really been appreciating the support.
Hell yeah. Gil,
Yep.
you got oh, hang on. Do you know where to find
You
it?
got Giorno with 2 hard R's.
Burger.
Burger. Where's the burger? Can't find. Oh, that is 2 hard R's.
Stop it.
Giorno.
Stop it.
With 2 hard R's.
Stop it immediately.
Who's your favorite Muppet? Just ask an F. No reason.
Oh shit.
I have no idea who my favorite Muppet is, to be honest. I don't really engage much with the Muppets. I guess I'd say
Waka Waka! You don't like him?
I don't really know which one he is.
Which one fucks the chicken?
What?
Which one fucks the chicken?
Elon. No way, he cooks to the pizza.
No, there is one that's like married to a chicken.
That's Sesame
Yeah,
Street
there
you're thinking
is.
of. Is that not Grover and fucking Sprinkle or whatever their fucking names are?
Not Grover, no, but it's the blue one with the nose. Gonzo.
Yeah, what about do you like the eagle?
Oh, Sam Eagle.
Yeah.
He's just so patriotic. I kind of.
You know what I like? I have a favorite. Do you guys remember the Sesame Street bit where it's those weird little aliens that go yep 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 yep?
What, you
Yeah,
mean King of the Hill?
I was
Yep.
watching. I was watching years ago. I was at a midnight Ego Raptor panel, and two Yip Yip aliens burst in the door and interrupted it.
Yep. I'm gonna go default with Kermit just because I like his voice.
Is there a turtle one? I'll pick that one.
I like Kermit.
I think Kermit's a nice classic character.
Oh,
yeah.
I can tell you my least favorite.
Oh, Miss Piggy. Oh, I'm coming.
I fucking hate Miss Piggy.
Oh, fuck Miss Piggy. She sucks.
She's a fucking cunt.
She fucking.
Whoa!
Well, that's just now demonetized. Well done, Gilly. But like, fucking. Oh man, I'm just thinking of all the money we're not getting now. Thanks, Gilly.
Damn.
Thank you.
Don't streams make like $1
Thanks, Gilly.
per 10,000 views.
God damn it. Fuck. Well, now we can talk about more things, you know? Now that we are now liberated.
To be fair, Frank Oz, so it doesn't count. It's fine. It's like the British way, right?
Yeah, that's what. See,
Yeah.
we're saying fucking shit for hours,
Yeah, but
and the
YouTube's...
second I use the C
I love
word,
that the British guy's like, hang on, whoa.
Yeah, because
Whoa.
money. Because
Whoa, whoa,
money.
whoa,
I know
hey,
that.
whoa.
I know that
Yeah.
rogue c words have really fuck it. Fuck. Cunt. There we go. I said it.
there you go. Rip the band-aid off.
Move on. Just move right along.
Yeah. Now that we're demonetized, might as well be like, oh yeah, fucking this guy
No, you know
sends.
what's gonna do? You know what?
This guy sends six cunty bucks. You know.
No, they're gonna listen. It'll get.
And move the fuck on! Oh my god! You fucking children!
Wayne, do you
You're
mind?
gonna listen.
Fucking Christ, he
Listen.
Gandalf the fuck out of us.
Wayne,
Listen,
do you
if we
mind
get, if it gets
not
demonetized,
Damn
we'll make it go for human review, and a human's gonna listen to it and go, yeah, you know what? I don't like Miss Piggy either, and they're gonna be like, all right, that's good.
All right.
Where the fuck are we? Wayne, it's your turn.
We got not here, sir, with $1.99. You guys are all amazing, and of course, burger.
Thank you, not here, sir. Right. Next up, we have Sonny, who sends $6.99 Canadian. Burger says Lost World Pinball superior because the table is shaped like Zavok's head. Hashtag Zavok. Is it? Is that actually true? I don't think that's true. I think you're lying, Sony. Like, by all means, give us.
What just happened?
Ooh,
My
he die?
headphones came out. Oopsie doopsie poopsie.
I remember that noise. I remember that noise.
Yeah, all right.
He wiggles around too much and
I'm just a
something
wiggly worm.
I like to imagine you just like that weird vibrating Sonic doll that's out there now.
Yes, I have been referred to as the human vibrator. Anyways, Nick,
Boy.
you are up with Otis Small. You cunt. Burger.
Otis Small, $5. Hey, Sunset metropolitan area. A Vietnamese restaurant near me started serving bo pho recently, and it's amazing. Have you guys tried bo before? I have. I'm not a fan.
Wait, did you say? Wait, hang on. Wait. Did you say? Oh, bo pho. I thought you said bobras and like bubble tea. Dan. I haven't.
No,
tried that.
it's like a Vietnamese stew. I've only had it once, and it was just too watery for me.
So,
Not a big soup guy.
I don't know, man. Some, I think Gilly will shed some light on this previous comment with the next super chat.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Burger. Come on, you're getting money. We sure as hell aren't getting
Otis-
money any other way, thanks to you, you cunt.
Otis.
Hey, stop. Stop.
Oh,
Just stop.
Otis Small with $5.
Dollars.
Bo. Pho. These nuts. Gigi. Was there a different way that I was supposed to enunciate that?
Shut up. Wayne.
All right, we got way past. Actually, I think it's okay. There it is. I wasn't sure if that was actually the right one. Way past Cool Kid with $4.99. Sorry for the tardiness. I was listening to the Bumblecast, but I gotta ask you guys, what is your favorite Michael Jackson song? Mine is Jam.
This is an easy one for me.
I gotta be honest. I don't really listen to a ton of Michael Jackson.
It's Dirty Diana.
I think Smooth Criminal might still be my favorite.
Come on.
It's really good. I don't know, man. Like every now and then I get a Michael Jackson kick, and I'll just go through all of them, and I don't know if I have a favorite anymore. Sometimes the shit, like his
Dirty Diana's the best.
I think
his best stuff, it's still really fucking good. His music's really fucking good.
I think my favorite is "It Don't Matter If You're Black or White" because I'm not racist.
It's just black and white. That's just the name of the song.
Oh, it is. Well, I don't know the fucking name because I don't really Google it much, but like,
I like the Man in the Mirror song.
oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
I like Leave Me Alone. That's a good one.
Yeah, I remember us being in the car listening to that one. I'm just imagining him
You
just
know what's-
sat in a corner,
you know
just
what's
like,
actually-
leave me alone.
You know, it's actually a really nice song. The posthumous song with Akon. Hold My Hand.
I don't think I've heard that one.
That's a good song.
I haven't heard it.
Do you remember that last album he put out before he died, and like nobody gave it any kind of attention?
Yes.
It's not a very good album.
You know, when he died, he
Well,
straight
the
up
single-
broke the
the
internet.
single
That was
from
mad.
it- Well, yeah, of course. Like, dude's a fucking music.
No, but
legend.
like the internet literally went down. There's like a video on it by Nation Squid. It's really good.
I'll have to check that out. Nation Squid's fun. I
Nation
like
Squid's
it.
great. Yeah.
No, but I remember Rock My World. I remember that's like the only single that really released from that album, and I still think it sounds really fucking good.
I'm not.
I
very-
love Michael Jackson.
So Michael Jackson.
I have
Yeah,
a
I
Michael
don't know.
Jackson tattoo.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. I grew up in the '90s loving Sonic the Hedgehog. Like that was just an inevitability.
Did you guys know that my knuckles say Thriller?
I did not.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I'm just imagining you've got a little plush Knuckles that just says Thriller.
What's
No,
your
they have,
favorite
like,
'80s
knuckle
era?
tattoo.
What's your favorite '80s era Michael Jackson? I think I like Pretty Young Thing.
I gotta think.
So fucking stupid. Why did you laugh about that? That's so fucking stupid.
Because of his
Yeah, but no. Oh, okay, I don't. See, I'm not a Michael Jackson expert, but I do like the layman's versions of his.
You
tracks,
know the basic things about him.
Yeah, I
though,
know
right?
the basic things about him and his music. Ow! Simona!
Just the end of Leave Me Alone, he just starts just losing
Ow!
with his fucking noises. It's the funniest fucking thing.
Simona!
No, I mean from Thriller probably want to be starting something I like a lot.
We'd
That's a good
probably be wise
But
to.
Thriller's really good too. Like the song.
Thriller's really fucking
Yeah.
good.
We'd probably be wise to start moving along though to the next burger chat. Wallace, I think you're up, aren't you? Wallace, I think you're up, aren't you?
I just did the Michael Jackson one.
Are you
with
sure?
Way past Cool
Are
Kid.
you sure
Yeah,
you
it's your turn.
Are you 100% on that?
I do not have the energy to do this with you right now, pup.
Yeah, you fucking don't. You never do, you little spaz. Anyways, Ipossa Lizard sends
Oh.
$50. Hey guys, been a bit. Would you guys ever do an IDW episode, maybe with Ian Flynn? Probably not after today's fucking display, I doubt it.
No, probably not after today. It's fine. I would love to have a proper conversation with him.
I would love to have him on. I just doubt he's gonna want to be on. But then again, we did get Daniel Barnes, so maybe. Never say never.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it. There's a lot of stuff I'd love to chat with him about. And just to really bother people, I'd love to get on Bumblecast and talk about nothing but Ninja Turtles for an hour with him.
Could call it Nick Ruins the Bumblecast.
Yeah. That's fine.
Well, Nick.
All right, my turn.
Burker.
Phoenix with 2 licks. The entirety of the of Sonic CD has immaculate vibes.
I don't know how many
Are we talking
times I
about
have to tell you
album?
that they are pounds, mate. They are pounds, my dude.
And I don't know how many times I'm just not going to listen to you. But you keep going on, champ.
Right, you're gonna be getting a different kind of pounding if you don't fucking start listening.
Yeah, good luck with that, champ. You really scare me. You're very intimidating.
Yeah, I'm,
very...
I'm intimidating.
Oh my fucking God. What the fuck? Oh, what a beautiful mess this episode's been. All right, Gilly, your turn.
Can you find it?
He's gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, just burger me.
Burger.
That Jordan with $5. A, can't stick around for long. Hope y'all have a good one. Wayne, check your DMs. Gilly, check your email.
You've got porn in your emails.
Porn?
Pornography.
Somebody pawning my email?
It's Watchmen porn.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Wait,
All right, we got
Watchmen.
NB.
You gonna watch the porn?
Watch porn with me, Gilly. You want to come to
Alright,
my
so-
house and watch porn?
Okay. All right, so we got NBTV with 40. $45 Canadian. Here's some money, boys. I can't stay, but have a funky monkey Friday.
Thank you so much for the generous donation there.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help us
I
have a
found a
funky
King
monkey
Kong
Friday.
figure at Goodwill yesterday, like a real big boy, for $5. I'm very happy with it.
Hell yeah.
Just thought I'd share.
Coming in, this one, burger. Mr. SP sends $10 and says, "What's your opinion of Glow Ball from Sonic 3 and Knuckles?" What is Glow Ball?
I think they're talking about the electric balls from the bonus
Oh,
stage.
yeah, no, those are fun. I like those.
Those were, I remember early on when I was first playing the game, when I was a kid, I remember having a really hard time wrapping my head around the rules of both the special stages and this stage. And it is one of those things, like, once you kind of get the hang of it, it's no problem whatsoever, and it's actually pretty fucking fun. But I have noticed, like, and I think I mentioned, I don't know where I mentioned this, but I feel like I saw a lot of people complain about the last level of Sonic Mania, and I assumed it was because they have the same mechanics in there. And I wonder if other people just had a hard time wrapping their head around what they're calling it, the glow balls here.
24-hour McDonald's.
Do you guys have any opinions on the glow balls?
I just think it's fun.
I think they're fine.
It's fun, innit?
Yeah, hey, it's, once you get the hang of it, they're actually really easy to utilize. I think they're fun.
Watchmen.
Watchmen.
Watchmen. Is it? It's Nick's turn, isn't it?
When I was a kid, the glow balls, I didn't understand them, but now as an adult, they make sense and they're easy.
I remember as a kid, I
Yeah,
literally
they're fine.
got stuck on Hydrocity Zone. I never said Hydrocity. That's not even a word. You know?
Oh,
Mm.
Nick?
Crimson Rose for
Burger.
$20. God damn it. Hey guys, here is your weekly salary. Don't spend it all in one place. Currently been away from home for 5 weeks, but you guys have been keeping up my spirits, and that's pretty wizard.
Where are you?
Did I really
Where
just
did
say
you
that?
go?
Yes,
What?
you did, because all of the kids say that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Crimson. We appreciate it. All right.
Gilly.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Ew.
Oh dang!
Is
Old
it-
super chat.
Did you? Am I burgered?
Burger.
Okay. Crimson Rose with 5 burgers. Am I the only one who didn't have a problem with the pinball minigame in Frontiers? No, you're not. But everybody that did not have a problem with them is wrong.
I mean, well, I didn't have any trouble playing it. It's just not very good.
Yeah.
Depends how much you care about those aspects, I guess. You know, like
Yeah, my problem with it is it existing.
I don't hate the sinner, I hate the sin, and yours
I
is
just
existing.
anybody
my
who's
friend.
if anyone's getting into game review, like you can't your entire critique cannot be, oh, I didn't think it was hard.
If God is all
Yeah.
powerful, He cannot
Like
be
that's
all
not all
good.
that goes into a game.
Yeah,
Like-
I thought it was pretty good because it wasn't hard. This
I just
is-
watched a playthrough of a game. It wasn't hard.
I had a fun time ordering my McDonald's. There was no difficulty. I got to put in the
You
debit
know,
card.
you know what you're doing. Yeah,
Dude, that is literally the fucking equivalent of buying food, right? Let's say you order a burger, right? Your burger, and
Linda
and
burger.
they're like somebody else goes, dude, that burger was fucking terrible. It tasted like shit, and then somebody else going, oh no, I digested it just fine.
Okay.
It was a good burger. I put it in my mouth, swallowed it, and then shit it out later. It was fine.
I mean, to be fair though, like, taste is subjective. I think what you mean to say is like, oh, this burger is made of shit, but it was okay. I was able to get it down the throat.
Pup, if you stick a piece of shit in your mouth and swallow it,
You
then
never
shit it out.
specified that the burger was shit, though. You just said it didn't taste very good, and taste is subjective. If you said
Well,
it was
maybe it
made
didn't taste good
of
'cause there was shit in
feces,
it.
okay, there was shit in the burger.
Maybe it was shit burger.
Thanks for finally fucking elaborating. Too bad it's
Welcome
too
to Shit
fucking
Burger,
late.
home of the Shit Burger. Can I take your order?
Yeah, I'll have feces, fries, and All right, so
With the special sauce, which is also shit.
and give me some mayonnaise with that too.
All right, we got Crimson Rose with $5. I like how Sonic controls on Lost World 3DS. The levels are just not Sonic-like. If they were, it would have been closer to a good game.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nah.
What a day.
Yeah. All right, Pup.
Okay, Crimson Rose sends $5. Pup, Sonic Boom 3. Hang on, I gotta do the voice. Pup, Sonic Boom 3DS is good. Everyone else, shut that curse word up. Dog, curse word, dog up.
Shut that curse word dog
Am
up.
I the only one who agrees with Channel Pup?
Usually.
Yeah.
Nick, you're up.
Crimson Rose
Wet.
with $5. Yeah.
Water.
That perfectly describes me.
Water.
Yeah. Sonic Adventure had more than one character. You saying you never enjoyed playing as any other characters? I guess that might depend on what we were specifically talking
He was
about.
that she was referring to. I don't know. They were referring to Wayne when Wayne was fucking having his little bitch fit about fucking
When-
Sonic
when
Mania
I-
Plus.
When I said that as a kid, I didn't like playing as the other characters in 2D Sonic games. When I said that,
All Sonic is Sonic. Shut the fuck.
That is a fair thing to like turn the mirror back.
Also, if
Really
you
think
were
about
a
yourself.
water-themed superhero, would you agree that H2 Owen would be a really good name?
No, because it's a first name.
Yeah, but maybe that's not his real first name. Maybe his real name is Clive.
Then why?
Because it's, you know, H2O.
Gilly, it's your turn.
Okay. Burger, please.
no, okay.
Crimson Rose. $5. Can I say you guys are insane? No, you can't.
Fries!
But in, but in a good way.
Oh my god.
no one else saw, but I put fries next to it as well.
He just put the fries down and said, "Fries!"
I just figured
Funny that nobody else went on.
it's just funny because we've never had fries with the burger, so I felt like I need to make a big deal of it, you know?
Now we need a drink.
I really hate how badly I want fucking trash food after a conversation with Pup.
My buddy Sam is like out of the apartment right now and he has the keys, so I can't go out and get food. And a lot of the stores are gonna shut fairly soon, so what I'm gonna have to do is go to the 24-hour McDonald's.
I love that you are stuck with actual dog problems. That's the funniest fucking thing to me.
So I am. I mean, no, I can't get out. It's just I can't get back in. That's not really a
Well,
dog specific.
the owner left me in here and I can't leave the house.
Wait, what time does he come back?
I don't know. I didn't ask him.
He better hurry up, or else he's shitting on the floor.
It's also worth noting I've got a nice small bed in the kitchen as well. So
Well, you could ask him what time he's coming back, and then time it so that you go out and get food, and then you arrive back.
how
during
do
the
I
time
know?
that he's-
Like, I don't want to time him. I don't want to be a fucking
No,
doting.
just ask him.
I don't want to be
just
like, you
say,
gotta be back before
I
curfew.
don't want to be a burden, but I need to eat food. What time do you think you'll be arriving?
No, because what I'm going to do instead is he comes back when he comes back. We've always got the 24-hour McDonald's. Okay? Okay.
I love you guys.
Who's next?
That'd be
I
me.
think, yeah.
I've got Mr. Krabs with $4.99. I got an announcement. It my birthday in 10 days, February 13th. Also, Burger. Beef Theory is real.
Rock and roll
McDonald's,
McDonald's!
and the usual tomfoolery.
McDonald's is the place to rock.
Who's-
It is a
who's
place
24
where
hours
people
a day,
go buy food to eat.
Is there
It is a
anybody
good
named
place to
Tomfoolery?
listen to the rock music.
I think it's just a. Where did that term come from?
I don't know, but I really hope there's a man named Tomfoolery.
Maybe there was a foolish man named Tom, and like he was one of the first people to exist. and
I'm
it
gonna
was just
search on Google
You
right
are
now.
one of the first people I've ever met to be foolish,
It's
and
just-
you have a special breed of it. Tom.
Everybody fucking hated Tom.
This isn't.
They were like, that Tom guy is a fool.
This isn't just
It is-
foolery. This is tomfoolery. You know, like
It comes from Thomas the Fool. Skeleton's behavior that the
Skeleton,
cliches
you said?
tomfoolery originated. That's what it's just saying real quick in here.
Skeleton.
Thomas Skelton was
Skeleton!
the fool. Shut up. Was the fool or jester of Muncaster Castle and spent many hours of his time sitting under his tree while a traveler passed by. He would speak with them and decide whether or not he liked them. So, a medieval fucking hobo.
All right. Who's
That's where it comes from.
who is
That's
up?
where it comes from.
Who is up next?
Medieval Portland.
Yeah. I think it's. Let's see. You already did. Yeah. No. So Wayne did the announcement. So Pup, it's your turn.
Oh, I hate that I have to read this. Xavier Farton, there you go. Hope you like them apples. Huh? Sends $2.79 snow Mexican dollars, and says, "Pub, roar, pounces on you. Ooh,
Ooh, woo.
ooh, woo, mama, ooh, woo." Oh, stop it, Xavier. I just saw what the next one is, and stop it. Come on. Get some help.
Stop it. Stop.
No more stop it, get some help.
Stop.
Stop. Nick?
Stop.
Guys are terrible. All right. Xavier Fortin, 279. Pup, pouncing on Nick. Just to clarify.
Cool, Star Jump, Christmas!
All right, Gilly, you got boat.
And this is the final one, by the way. This is the cutoff.
Yeah, we've been going for a while now, guys.
Botenberger.
With Botenberger. With $2. Age 2-0 and sweeps the Justice League for real.
H2O and fucking
No
got this.
cap. No cap.
Wayne, okay, we'll do the final super chat now. Wayne? Burger.
We got Crimson Rose with $2. Nick, Frontiers review.
We made a new supersonic theme right there.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd say 2 weeks at the most. Look, here's the brutal truth that people like. Here's the honest thing, guys. So like, when it comes to January, it's real shit for YouTubers, and this is my job, and my ad revenue has been horrifically bad, as it's been, I assume, for all of us here. And your boy has to make that bank, and he does that by signing up with sponsors. So I've had like 4 sponsors per the last 2 months, just to make sure that I can pay bills and I don't have to worry about upcoming, because it's tax season now too.
Look at me, I'm Nick,
So-
I can pay bills.
So unfortunately, that means I got to get shorter videos done. And Frontiers, my misgivings or positives or whatever, I wanted to be a nice big beefy video, and I just wouldn't have had the time to get that done.
Beefy
so,
burger.
Beef
for big
burger.
burger.
Burger beef.
So yeah, that's the brutal truth of it. Is had to make shorter videos just to make sure that sponsors could get latched onto that, so your boy can get paid.
Also, just a little disclaimer: anyone that does super chat after the cutoff, we will pick up your super chats at the beginning of next week.
We will indeed, and thank you so much for your help there. But yeah, that's probably wrap it up now, right?
Do we still like? Are we doing like an after party tonight?
Yeah, I'm hanging out there for.
All right,
I mean, we
I'll
can hang out
join
for a
in.
little
like,
bit.
Yeah, like so.
Yeah.
For those who are on our Patreon in the burger tier, you can head over to in our Discord server. There is Spring Stadium. It's in the Green Hill Zone, again, and you can come and join us for a little chit chat. There's a lot of you that have been given roles already, but for those who haven't, just let me know. You can send it to the patron messages, or you can put it on as a comment on the post where I ask for Discord names. Just put your Discord name there, and then I'll know who to find, so I can give you the right role so you can get into the Spring Stadium. Because Discord is not doing these things automatically like it should. Anywho, wrapping up then. Wayne, you introduced us. You unintroduce us.
All right, so Pup, what are you working on right now?
Oh, well, I've got,
Be outroduce.
I've got, recently, Sonic-wise, I've got up a video on momentum in the Sonic games. Yeah, they're original, but you know me, I always go for kind of a very different route with it, so if you kind of want to hear my thoughts on whether or not momentum is an integral part of Sonic, the answers may surprise you. Yeah, you can check that out. Alternatively, if you don't like Sonic, which I know a lot of you here don't, I've recently, just today, uploaded a video on James Gunn's new DC movie slate. So, you can go check that out. It's up, actually, right now. It's pretty fresh out of the gate, so I've got to add that pinned comment like I promised the sponsor I would. Look at me, I'm getting sponsors, guys. Look, I made it. But, yeah. That's me.
Very cool. All right,
You don't
and
mean
Nick.
that.
what-
Fuck you.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, Frontiers video is next. I really wanted to release a video about Amy specifically on Valentine's Day. We'll see if I get that done or not. No promises there. I got to prioritize Frontiers more than anything else. But in the meantime, if you guys haven't checked out my recent Sonic speed readings, and we got caught up on everything IDW. We did a bigger kind of discussion with a lot of the characters behind that, and then I also looked at a Ken Penders comic, and it was an insane time.
Oh,
It was
fucking...
a wild time.
I saw that.
why?
It was great.
Why was it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to make a quick correction. No, my DC video isn't out yet. It will be out at 9. So, yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, that's it. That's all I got for right now. And yeah, what about you, Wayne?
Well, what about Gilly? What's Gilly working on?
Oh, fuck this guy.
I did the Yoshi video.
I did the Yoshi video.
Gilly, like I've not yet bought my tickets for PAX, and I'm going to soon. And you might yell at me a little bit because like instead of buying that, I instead, after your video, went and tracked down Yoshi Safari. I was just like, that video made me remember like, oh god, there were so many weird games from this fucking side series I've wanted to play. And I'd immediately tracked down a Super Scope and Yoshi Safari after your video.
Oh, good.
I'm very excited to play it, man. I'm so fucking excited to finally play that.
All right, that concludes the show, everybody. Goodbye. Not gonna let Wayne do it.
Yeah, I'm so the Digimon World 2 video got complicated because that video is that game is ridiculous. So I'm ordering some new games I'm gonna do in the meantime. Digimon Digital Card Battle and Digimon Rumble Arena, both for the PS1, and I'm going to try to do some separate, smaller videos about those spin-off games while still prepping up for the Digimon World 2 videos, because I'm tired of not having something uploaded on my channel, and Digimon World 2 is going to take a while. So,
I'm gonna say though, dude, I appreciate just how committed you are to doing this properly.
Well, that was like a lot of people were saying I should emulate Digimon World 2 because it is such a slow, tedious slog, and like I get that, and but I kind of want to just I want to review what the experience of that game in its most vanilla state is, and that's what I'm going for. So, yep, I'm not taking any shortcuts with that one. I want that to be as in depth and full a review as the one for Digimon World 1 was.
You ain't
So,
shit.
yep. We'll get that done. Well, I guess that concludes our show for today.
Those of you that can and are in the Linda tier, get on into Spring Stadium. We'll be happy to greet you.
Yeah.
All right. Until then, thanks for coming to Sunset City, and don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. I don't know.